it easy and enjoy the process, enjoy the journey, enjoy the virtue and knowledge you are learning from the season you are going through. By all means, put in your best efforts, look forward to the best results, but when they don't come in how and when you want them, keep your head and your spirits high and count your other blessings along the way. We call it the Citi Breakfast Show. My name is Caleb Kuda. This is Business Sense. Thank you for choosing us as always. It is a show because you're always a part of it. So always join us. 0549986996, 0549986996. Fall on Shiloh, my friend. Evangeline Benate. Thank you for this beautiful one. Bringing you the news review shortly. Brought to you by Total Energies and Piva. My God, the drink for the season, Piva, and the fuel for the Bronya, Total Energies. We're kicking off the holiday spirit with our Bronya Loop Bay special from December 1 to 31st January. We're ready to spread some festive cheer. So swing by all our branches, change your oil and get free elite car wash. Keep your ride sparkling, I should say. It's like giving your car a holiday makeover. Our social media handles to find us on at Total Energies Ghana on Facebook, at Total Energies GH, Total Energies GH for Instagram as well. And get Pivarized this season. We have the classic cola, classic Piva cola flavor, Piva orange fruit, Piva cocktail fruit drink, the grapefruit. So whatever your favorite is, Piva cola, Piva orange, Piva cocktail, Piva grape, Piva tangy, made right here in Ghana. So stock up on Piva and enjoy the season. 0550-032-231 is the number to call. Piva Beverages is a taste you will love. It's an advert approved by the FDA. Bringing you the newspaper review shortly. My name is Caleb Kuda. Welcome to the show.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
Untold, as lives unfold, lead us, Lord, we pray, on the journey of our land. Of our land, the land of our fathers. We lay down before your throne, for the present and future, for all that we see, we join our hearts and say, our hope is in you, Lord.
Oh yes. Aha. No, Omana Ebejina. We'll come out of this election stronger. Managing
No.
Gina Pinti.
No, Gina Pinti. Mujina Pinti. Omano, Gina Pinti. Obi a best Simon. Nyami be chanika. Nyami be bono. Only dear friend Keteku. Keteku.
That's a kid.
Yeah, Keteku, yes. I don't know how they call it like Keteku. That you know the one they use to carry cane as in school. Yes. Nyami no or the sa Keteku no or the agu kerosene.
Okay.
Or soku no. Or soku. Or soku Keteku no.
Okay.
So that what I see on my way no. Ebe guno. Nyami chewa. Bo a obe bo no. a dream bunny. Na mu pesa mu be say ma on my way. Bere. Na me chimwa.
Obefimu.
Oh, mafi afugo le na mia. Nti obi suma o se koye bibia. Ba cho ka chen se debi. Bere. Me nti sa. On my nti. Mami ye de ejese mi ye. So that on my way be course so 101. Okay. Yes. Manuase.
Ayo. Richest guy, Nathan Crowd, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Good to have you.
Why are you laughing?
No, I like that. I like that.
This is a main catcher microphone so that at the body of Omuye Okrom no Omunjai. Yes, because Michelle.
So, Chief, what's in the paper?
Let's get into the Daily Graphic. And the Daily Graphic's front page has a very interesting design today. The layout almost looks like a poster, but you've got to like fold it in two parts.
Yep.
So it's a bit of a long one. It says Ghana votes Saturday. After prophecies, rallies, promises, and there's a picture. There are pictures of the candidates here. Of course, the two big candidates get more prominence, and then all the others are also here. And then the Daily Graphics counter or ticker is here. 2 days more to Ghana's election. So that's on the front page of the Daily Graphic.
Okay, let me take you to the Ghanaian Times. The big story: 2024 election. Who occupies presidential seat? And the seat is displayed here on the front page of the Ghanaian Times with the photographs of Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia of the MPP, John Dramani Mahama of the NDC, Alan Kojo Chirmanting of the Movement for Change, and then also Nana Kwame Bediako. These are the so-called front runners in the race. So let's see how it goes. Also on the front page this morning, election 2024, Ghana decides Saturday, 12 contestants vie for president. 18,774,000, is that correct? 159 voters expected to vote, and EC sets up some 40,976 polling centers nationwide. And then another story says EC conducts special voting exercise in eastern and western regions today, and there's a notice to readers of The Spectator. So grab a copy of the Ghanaian Times.
The Daily Guide is here. Stephen Amwa tips Bawumia to win. Other stories: we are ready for NDC MPP rallies. Police is speaking. Ghana publishing outdoors e-Gazette app.
Okay.
Vote wisely. That's coming from Roman Father, who is with the Ghana Freedom Party.
Okay.
Haptel demands apology, retraction from Media General and Captain Smart, and John Boydu rallies votes for NPP.
The Chronicle, Agenda 111, the real McCoy after Free Senior High School. Also on the front page, poll favors MPPs and Frimpong in Amenfi East, and Western Region gives Alan Cash massive support, and Abu Kwanzaa endorses Bawumia.
If you go to the Herald, it says Army commander accused of snubbing military orders sends masked shooters to disrupt elections in Volta and northern regions. Other stories: anger mounts in police service over secret promotions. Favoritism and politics determine who gets what, when, and how. NDC NPP stage final rallies today amid tight security. And vote Mahama to audit Akufo-Addo's mess, Martin Amidu, as more endorsements pour in.
Okay, let me take you to the Ghanaian Observer. NDC's plans to create violence in MPP stronghold exposed. Also, reject John Mohammed's divisive leadership style. Is coming in from Nkawiye Sir John. So there's somebody known as Nkawiye Sir John.
Nkawiye Sir John.
Yes. And then you have John Boydu appealing to Ghanaians to vote for continuity, and why Ghanaians should vote for Dr. Baumia on Saturday. Why everything, MPP? Why can't you do some NDC small? Ghanaian Observer, please.
The Anchor newspaper is here. Police detained 88 persons on 2 MMT buses allegedly recruited for election duties. Baumia will bring continuity and progress. Akufo-Addo appeals. The IGP is warning of machoism, use of unauthorized security uniforms, and former chief of staff donates motorbikes to Volta NDC.
Okay, so let me take you to the Daybreak newspaper. 24-hour economy. Process not it's a process, basically what they are trying to say, not an event. President Mahama speaking to the BBC yesterday. Also 2 days to go. Can Baumia make history by breaking the 8? Some other stories on the front page.
The Inquisitor newspaper, security alert, land guards terrorize pensioner to aid daughter to sell his house. And there's a picture of the said pensioner here, Mr. Daniel Akai. Sad story there. NDC to shake Medina Zurak Park. NPP storms Legon Stadium. Primpact to members, promote credible, peaceful elections. And Daniel Domelevo is saying Lydia Al-Hassan's food sharing incident shameful.
Let me take you to the Ghanaian publisher. Baumia a better choice than Mahama, Kofi Bentil declares. Also, 276 seats up for grabs. And the MPP exposes NDC's Ashanti plot. And Akufo-Addo to inaugurate Agenda 111 hospitals today.
Okay, let me take you.
Let me give you two more actually before. So if you go to the Informer, Akufo-Addo reaffirms support for Baumia, says he's well prepared to lead Ghana. NDC MP attacks IGP over harmless transfer. Also, Kandapa warns troublemakers ahead of election 2024. And some stories concerning the Electoral Commission. So one, for instance, says disregard fake video on transfer of voter register. EC urging the public. And if you go to the business analyst, again, the EC is rubbishing video of truck transporting voters register. Also, inflation surges to 23% in November 2024. And Mahama, a Mahama agroeconomic transformation through a 24-hour economy. Dr. Peter Bwama Otokuno still writing about the agric space.
Very well. I take you to channel1news.com, and 2024 election, GFP has not endorsed any political party. This is Roman Father speaking, and Mahama says, I will accept results only if process is fair. Judge orders retrial in JB Dankwa's murder case. NLC orders suspension of National Roads Authority Act implementation. Over 5,000 movement for change members defect to NPP. Fifi Kwete says Ghanaians have suffered severe economic difficulties under Akufo-Addo. Baumia's unique candidacy key difference in 2024 elections. This is Kwabene Japan, and Fifi Kwete again says Ghanaians are ready for change in 2024. If you go to citynewsroom.com, Akufo-Addo to inaugurate hospitals under Agenda 111 today. Discontent runs high as Ghana readies to vote on Saturday, Reuters report. EC to conduct special voting in Eastern and Western regions today. 2024 elections, reject desperate Baumia, Fifi Kwete calls. And then NDC will win presidency in first round. This is Fifi Kwete again. And then police announce road diversions ahead of NPP NDC final rallies in Accra. I imagine the traffic situation later this evening as both parties hold their very last rally very close together. Chachi Chikata sues Kofi Akpaloo for defamation. That's on Class FM. And December 7 post. Black Stars call on Ghanaians to vote peacefully and tolerate opposing views. Baumia didn't campaign for himself. Kwabena Ejapon clarifies. It says 2016 elections, Baumia didn't campaign for himself. And then if you go to myjoyonline.com, special voting for Western and Eastern regions come off today. What's on the minds of Ghanaian voters explored in 7 chats. And then if you go to BBC quickly. French government collapses in no confidence vote. South Korea police investigating President Yoon for insurrection. What a new photo reveals about gunmen in CEO Brian Thompson killing. And then also, if you go to CNN rather quickly, manhunt underway for gunman who killed healthcare CEO. And South Korean opposition leader thought martial law announcement was deep fake. Sky, let's come back to Ghana.
Okay, so let's take off this morning. The center spread of the Ghanaian Times goes with the story we are all talking about. Ghana decides Saturday, and it's by a Times reporter. Ghanaian electorate will on Saturday elect a new president and members of parliament who are seeking their mandates to rule the country, not actually rule, they want to govern. Yes, the country for the next 4 years. After several weeks of intense campaigning, now in all 18,774,159 voters on the electoral roll would exercise their franchise at 40,976 polling stations. Now, of the figure, 131,478 comprising security personnel, journalists, and electoral commission staff took part in the special voting. December 2 and December 5 respectively. Now, of the 12 candidates vying for the highest political office of the country, 8 are contesting on the ticket of political parties, while 4 are independent candidates. And it goes on to provide a list of candidates contesting for the elections. The Ghanaian, the Daily Graphic.
Yeah, the Daily Graphic also has a similar story, and it says, after a journey of prophecies, religious endorsements, huge rallies, tough talk, and lofty promises, 2024 election campaign reaches the final stage today, with 2 of 12 candidates standing on the cusp of history. And it goes on, of course, as I said earlier, there are pictures of the candidates here. So if you go to page 3, the story goes on to highlight certain angles. So, for example, the credentials of the 2 leading candidates, the fact that they are heavyweights. There's also a bit on the other candidates. And on page 3, the same page, there are some numbers here: total valid voters, male voters, female voters, youth voters, first-time voters, and certain numbers that would make for interesting reading for those who are interested.
Fantastic. Yes, now, if you go to still on politics, the police has announced road diversions ahead of the NPP-NDC final rally in Accra.
Okay.
Sorry, by Abigail Arthur, and it says the Ghana Police Service has announced traffic guidelines and road diversions ahead of the final rallies of the NDC and the NPP. The measures are aimed at ensuring public safety and preventing clashes between supporters. NPP's rally will be held at the University of Ghana Stadium in Legon, while the NDC's event is set to take place at the Zurak Park in Medina. So at a press briefing on Wednesday, Director of Police Public Affairs Directorate ACP Grace and Kofi outlined specific traffic arrangements for NPP supporters. If you're traveling from Adenta, you will be redirected at Ritz Junction to take a left turn through Aviation and UPSA before you proceed to Okponglo to access Legon. Those going from Dome will be asked to use Hatcho Junction heading through Gimpa and then onward to the University of Ghana. Okay. For the NDC supporters traveling from Tetekwashi interchange will turn at Shashi, proceed toward UPSA, and then if you're coming from Dome, you will take a left turn at KFC onto Hatcho Road to continue your journey. But the police will be at vantage points throughout the day to direct people and help. So motorists and supporters are encouraged to abide by the traffic regulations that will be coming from the police.
Okay, so let me take you to the Daybreak newspaper. One of the stories on the front page says 24-hour economy, a process, not an event.
Right.
And details on page 3 of the newspaper. Former President John Dramani Mahama's talked about 24-hour economy is turning out to be a huge gamble just 2 days into the 2024 presidential and parliamentary elections. Now, at least Mr. Mahama, who is also the presidential candidate of the opposition National Democratic Congress in the December general elections, has revealed that the 24-hour economy might not be doable, at least in his term as president. Now, the 24-hour economy initiative is a flagship campaign promise of the opposition National Democratic Congress in the run-up to the 2024 general elections. Now, according to the NDC, the initiative seeks to provide an opportunity to unlock the country's full potential. Now, a 24-hour economy is a system in which businesses and services operate beyond traditional daytime hours, making them available in the evenings, nighttime, and early morning. Now, this allows for increased flexibility in accessing goods and services and creates more job opportunities, especially for individuals who prefer or are available to work during non-traditional hours. Now, however, speaking to BBC's Thomas Nadi in a video that has since gone viral, former President Mahama retorted that Ghana will be the loser if the policy is not implemented by any other government.
He also said
but
that
I mean, note, this
yeah.
is coming in from the Daybreak, so there's some spin on it. So.
Yeah, clearly. And then my Joe Online, he says, I'll only accept election results if process is fair and transparent. There's a quote down here, if I'm to get to that quickly. If on election day there is widespread ballot snatching, beating of people, the military moving in and intimidating people, and thugs rampaging, you want me to accept that result? It will depend on the transparency and fairness of the process. The Electoral Commission, police, and all stakeholders have assured that they will ensure the integrity of this one, transparency, fairness, as always. So let's look forward to that and hope that all things go well. Nathan?
Yes, we stay with the elections. Then on page 2 of the Anchor newspaper, the Ghana Police Service has launched an investigation into 88 individuals intercepted aboard 2 buses allegedly recruited to provide security in Draboso in the Western North region during the upcoming elections. The individuals, comprising 86 men and 2 women, were using 2 Metro Mass transit buses, and they were arrested on Tuesday at Benchema near Asawinso in the Western North region. The group, together with their leader, identified as 27-year-old Isaac Ankama, are currently in police custody, and they are assisting with investigation.
Now, still related to security, the Herald is with some very troubling story this morning. It suggests that so the lead story, Army commander accused of snubbing military orders. Now, the Herald has received credible reports suggesting that the deployment of 12 snipers from the 64th Infantry Battalion of the Ghana Armed Forces to key areas of the country, allegedly to intimidate voters during Saturday's elections. Now, the Army commander, the name is provided, and he goes on to suggest that this is in defiance of an earlier order provided by the military that they were not going to get involved in the whole electoral process. This is a very serious claim, and I hope that the military high command would issue a statement on the story by the Herald.
If I take you international quickly, South Korean President's martial law gamble backfired. What was he thinking? And it says that one of the biggest questions on the minds of people in Seoul on Wednesday is, what was the president thinking? In a late night address that threw South Korea's parliament into chaos and tested the country's commitment to democracy, President Yoon Suk Yeol declared that he was imposing martial law. Less than 24 hours later, his political future is on the brink, with protests on the streets and impeachment proceedings against him underway. So what happened? It goes on to tell you all the details. This is on the BBC. Makes for interesting reading. You can get some more on that.
Okay, quickly, there's a story on the front page of the Chronicle newspaper. You know, this is the day where they are just opening things left, right, and
everything will
center.
open today.
So, Agenda 111, the real McCoy. Now, the story is in the Chronicle. Maxwell Ofori says the New Patriotic Party, the political party that has produced the Akufo-Addo Bawumia government, is riding on the back of the Free Senior High School program, and recently the Agenda 111 initiative to secure another term in office. Now, some of the Agenda 111 hospitals at various stages of completion, whilst a lot of others have also been completed across the country. Now, the Akufo-Addo-led administration is set to inaugurate today, Thursday, December 5, 2024, 3 of those projects, leaving 108 that will be completed possibly next year. Now, available information indicates that the Trede, Kokobeng and Ahanta West Agenda 111 hospitals in the Ashanti and Western regions, respectively, will be inaugurated today.
Interesting. That's where we wrap up on the news.
Thank
you, Sky.
Hey.
Thank you, Sky. Thank you, Nathan.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
When you wake up in the morning and you know the money calling, oh, you go work, but you know it's out in your side. If I believe with us, if I hold my hand and believe, cause you know it's out in your side. And when you dream, no say I live by you. And when you hustle, for believe with us. Fidelity. Oh, if I know I dey your side. Fidelity.
Looking for a burst of flavor in every sip? Discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. Enjoy the classic Piva Cola flavor, perfect fit anytime. How about a fruity adventure? Try our delightful Piva orange fruit drink packed with recognized citrus flavor. Craving something exotic? Our Piva cocktail fruit drink brings the tropics to you. For a sweet and juicy treat, grab our grapefruit drink and don't miss out on the refreshing Piva Tangerine fruit drink, bursting with tangerine flavor. Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, Piva Tangy. Grab yours today. Available now at your local store. Call us on 055-00-322-31. Piva, a taste you'd love. This advert is FDA approved.
P for Piva.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
L to the A to the L to the A. La, la. Normally, I be good person. What's it happen? Big question.
Now, if you're a registered association, professional body, or union, we have an amazing package for you. Guess what? MTN Association Bundles is designed specifically for organized groups. We have customized packages for data, voice, SMS, all at unbeatable prices. Whether you need to stay connected for business or social purposes, our bundles give your members the flexibility and savings they need to manage their communication on their terms. If you're ready for this unique offer, reach out to the team at MTN Business by phone on 0244-308-111. Email mtnbusiness.gh@mtn.com or the website at mtn.com.gh/business. Visit any MTN office near you. Get this offer now. Let's stay connected everywhere you go. And every day people face different emergencies. Fire, police, medical, just name it. But here is the best emergency number you can save. It's called the EcoBank Money Emergency Number, *770 hash. With *770 hash, you get instant access to loans, funds transfer, utility bills, airtime, data purchase, and so on. So do not panic. Just dial *770 hash now for solutions to all your money emergencies. EcoBank is the Pan-African bank. Time for the business news, and Neil Latte is here. Good morning, my friend.
Good morning, my friend Caleb. Welcome to the breakfast edition of Citi Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, Goil, and EcoBank. Coming up, Ghana's total trade value hit 145 billion cedis in the third quarter of 2024. Also, government end-year inflation target at risk after rising food prices pushed November inflation to 23%. Much later, pressure mounts on NPA to cap fuel prices as palm costs increase despite favorable global market conditions. Thanks for choosing us this morning. I am Ni Latte. Details of our stories now. Ghana's total trade value for the third quarter of 2024 stood at 145.7 billion Ghana cedis. It's comprised of 74.8 billion Ghana cedis in export and 70.9 billion Ghana cedis in import. This resulted in a trade surplus of 3.9 billion Ghana cedis. My colleague Daniel Odro has more from the Ghana Statistical Services quarterly trade newsletter.
The trade value for the third quarter represents a significant increase compared to the same period in 2023 when the total trade value was 90.1 billion cedis. At that time, exports were valued at 43.9 billion cedis and imports amounted to 46.2 billion cedis, leading to a trade deficit of 2.3 billion cedis. In the fourth quarter of 2023, there was an uptick in trade with a total trade value of 105.2 billion cedis. This included 55.7 billion cedis in exports, 49.5 billion cedis in imports, and a trade surplus of 6.2 billion cedis. The first quarter of 2024 saw further improvement with a trade value of 107.9 billion cedis. This included 59.9 billion cedis in exports and 48.1 billion cedis in imports, resulting in a trade surplus of 11.8 billion cedis. In the second quarter of 2024, the total trade value rose again to 123.7 billion cedis, comprising 64.9 billion cedis in exports and 58.8 billion cedis in imports, leading to a trade surplus of 6.1 billion cedis. But what do economists think about the continued growth in trade surpluses? Here's economist Professor Patrick Esuming with his perspective.
It's not because we've done anything wonderful or the year in question. That's why gained that trade surplus. One of the simplest explanations is that there's been rising gold prices. Gold prices have really been on the tear this year, and that seemed to give us the boost. It's not because we've transformed our economy. We haven't. It's not like we're exporting more manufactured items. We are not. We are still extremely dependent on raw material commodity exports, except that it goes through cycles. Sometimes we see a boom, sometimes we see a bust. We just happen to be on the end of one of those booms where one of our primary commodity exports, gold, the prices on the world market has been rising quite dramatically. And that is really boosting our trade surplus.
You heard economist Professor Patrick Esuming ending that report filed by my colleague Daniel Odru Mensah. Now, the government's ambitious end-year inflation target of 15% faces a significant challenge after inflation surged to 23% in November, driven primarily by rising food prices. The unexpected spike is as a result of persistent pressures in the economy. It raises concerns about the effectiveness of current measures to stabilize prices and achieve fiscal targets. Analysts warn that missing the inflation target could impact business confidence and consumer spending and slow economic recovery efforts. Government, however, says it will intensify interventions in key sectors to address food price volatility and mitigate inflationary pressures in the final month of the year. Dr. Mohammed Amin Adam is Finance Minister.
Before COVID, we had the longest single-digit inflation in the history of this country. Then you are hit by external shocks, circumstances beyond your control. Inflation went up to 54%. And just within 1 year, within 1.5 years, you halved the inflation. That's a remarkable performance. And if you celebrate that, it is worth being celebrated. We are not saying that inflation at 21% is good. It's not good. That's not our desirable position. We have had single-digit inflation before, and we are determined if we stay the course, and we will get to the levels we were before COVID.
That was Minister responsible for Finance, Dr. Mohammed Amin Adam. But finance lecturer at the University of Ghana Business School, Professor Godfrey Bokpin, is skeptical about the government commitment.
If you look at the disaggregated data, you will see that inflation from domestic sources is the real issue now, coupled with food inflation. So if you look at it, that locally produced inflation is higher than imported inflation. If you look at food inflation that has stubbornly also stuck in the 20s and all of that, you don't address those ones solely through monetary policies, interventions, and mopping up of excess liquidity. So there are real challenges, and I'm expecting the next government to pay particular attention to agriculture and agribusiness and agri-processing as a way of easing the pressure on Ghanaians in terms of higher cost of living and drag down food inflation. Once you begin to do that, you will see that the trajectory will begin to realign to single digits probably towards the end of 2025.
Finance lecturer at the University of Ghana Business School, Professor Godfrey Bokpin there. More in the economy because economic activity continues to gain momentum according to the latest survey on consumer and business confidence conducted by the Bank of Ghana. While consumer confidence remained largely unchanged, the business confidence showed notable improvement. Daniel Udro Mensah more in the following Business Desk report.
The central bank's high-frequency real sector indicators suggest sustained improvement, signaling growing optimism across key sectors. In October 2024, the Bank of Ghana's latest confidence surveys revealed a slight decline in consumer confidence, which fell to 86.1% from 87.6% in September. In contrast, business confidence increased, rising from 91.1% to 92.8% over the same period, reflecting a broad-based recovery. Furthermore, the Real Composite Index of Economic Activity recorded a 2.2% annual growth in September 2024, rebounding from a 0.4% contraction in the same month the previous year. Key drivers of this growth include a surge in construction, increased household and corporate consumption, improved trade, and a rise in tourist arrivals. These trends align with Ghana's Purchasing Managers Index, which edged up to 50.6 in October 2024 compared to 49.1 the previous month, signaling continued expansion in the private sector.
Citi Business News' Daniel Udro Mensah with that report. Now, the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers Ghana, COPEC, is pushing the National Petroleum Authority, that's NPA, to introduce a ceiling on the extent to which oil marketing companies can increase fuel prices. This follows the NPA's implementation of a price floor which prohibits OMCs from selling petroleum products below a specified minimum price. COPEC's demand is in response to what it says is a surprising turn-off event during the first pricing window of December, where some OMCs have raised fuel prices despite favorable market conditions that were anticipated to lead to price reductions. Executive Secretary of COPEC, Duncan Amma, has been speaking with Citi Business News.
Our expectation, rightfully so, was to the extent that prices were going to stabilize or decline. But then you get a situation where some of the multinationals deliberately, maybe due to forex pressures, have decided to increase prices for the average Ghanaian. That for us is not something we actually expected. But you have a deregulated market that allows the OMCs to behave independently as far as pricing is concerned. Then again, this will bring into sharp focus our demands for the NPA to also set a price ceiling, because it cannot be that you would want to set a pricing floor that they cannot sell below, but when it comes to the ceiling, they can just sell at any floor at all. That for us is not good enough, and we think that maybe getting into the new year, we would now be looking at, putting some caps also on how much the individual OMCs should be able to stretch the market.
Duncan Amwa is Executive Secretary of the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers Ghana, COPEC. Meanwhile, the NPA for December's first pricing has set petrol price floor at 12 cedis 10 pesos, while that of diesel is priced at 13 cedis 18 pesos. OMCs risk sanctions if they sell their product below this minimum price for December's first pricing window. Let me now take you to the currency markets now. The dollar trading at 16 cedis 30 pesos, the British pound at 21 cedis 20 pesos. That of the euro could be sold to you at 18 cedis 10 pesos. And that's it for the breakfast edition of Citi Business News, brought to you by MTN, Goyle and EcoBank. You can visit our website citinewsroom.com/business for more on our top stories. My name is Neil Lati. Do have a good business day.
Hey, so as for you, every day you are just pressing your phone. Why? Are they paying you?
They are, Oma.
Eh?
The more I use my MTN, the more points I get. And I can use those points to get airtime, data, and even discounts at shops and restaurants.
Hey, so that is why all of you are always pressing your phones. And you won't tell us, so that we too we can enjoy some.
Oh, ma.
There's always more to enjoy with MTN Rewards. Just keep talking, testing, and browsing all day, every day to collect your points and use it to redeem amazing offers and discounted freebies right away. There's so much available for you. So dial *550# and get your reward today. Let's go everywhere you go.
Kweku, have you heard what they are doing on MTN?
For over 60 years, Good Energy has served you top quality fuels. Goil brings you Super XP for a smooth ride. It is available in Goil stations nationwide. Goil Super XP is fortified with special additives which help your engine perform better and use less fuel. Goil Super XP is quality fuel, the ideal choice for most vehicles. Energize your ride with Goil Super XP. Who feel ya? Huh? Who be feel? Good energy. Yeah,
Every day, people have money emergencies. Ma, I need my school fees. Mommy chop money. Cratchy. Mommy rent. Emergency. Now, there's a new emergency number in town.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
L to the A to the L to the A. Normally I be good person. What's it happen? Big question. I've been on my obsession. Normally by 6:30, pillow fighting, movie nighting. Like then the romancing. Yeah. We used to vibe, you my only one. Now you they juggle me up and down. Tell me waiting they happen now. We used to vibe, you my only one. Now you they juggle me up and down. Oh, tell me waiting they happen now. You know say I did try.
It's called Vanilla. His name is Vanilla, and this one is called Kangaroo. Bringing you a kickoff in a minute. And it's brought to you by Shell, Polytank, and Zonda. Shell says that when it comes to unleashing your car's full potential, Shell V-Power is the only fuel that can deliver unbeatable performance. With its advanced cleaning power, V-Power protects your engine from performance robbing deposits, ensuring optimal performance. So why settle for less? Fuel up with Shell V-Power and make your engine unbeatable. Shell, go well. Now, when it comes to water storage tanks in Ghana, the name we all know is Polytank. They've been around for 3 decades and they're trusted by all generations. They're certainly the first, the best, and the original. So whenever you think of storing water, make no mistake, go for the guaranteed quality. Choose Polytank. Polytank name, Papa no name. The caution for you is that we do not accept or request for Momo payment. We do not request for Momo payments online. And of course, we accept Momo payments. And Zonda Ghana Limited is your one-stop shop for quality trucks. Talk of Shantui bulldozers, excavators, graders, payloaders, rollers, power pickups, TX trucks, oil tanks, all made and assembled right here in Ghana. Top-notch after-sales service awaits you. Visit us. We have 7 branches around the country. Our head office is off the Tema Flower Road, close to the free zones enclave in Tema. Call us on 050-177-2222, 050-177-3333. Zonda is built in Ghana and we're building Ghana. Let's kick off.
Some changes in that Manchester United defending as well. Again, it's the deep one. Moreno going in. Ended up deflecting into the back of the net.
Doku for Manchester City. Still going! Great goal! And that will be that then. Manchester City back to winning ways. Just when they needed it the most. They've got a busy December coming up.
Chena says it's a waste of time to watch football.
I don't think the investors will be happy to hear us or watch that video.
I thought he has a huge community in the investor in the world of investors. Yeah, I'm aware.
Charlie, you know what 2 hours can give somebody? Kill him. I know a friend who spent 2 hours and has 7 million.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm not kidding, bro.
Wow.
So
that's interesting. But some people have lost their matches like 7.
Yeah, hugely for City. I mean, they are the defending champions. I don't think the title race is over for them like people think.
Interesting. We'll kick off.
All right, big wins for Arsenal and Manchester City. Liverpool drop points. Chelsea pick up second spot after the 5-1 thumping to Southampton at the St. Mary's. 25 goals emerged from the 6 venues last night. To get to review the matches coming up, plus build up to today's fixtures at the Craven Cottage and the Vitality Stadium, and also some local news coming up in the next few minutes. Many thanks to Shell V Power, Lachelle Zonda JH, and Politangana Papa Nonye. My name is Gabiofe. Let's start with this interesting submission by the presidential candidate for New Force Movement, Nana Kwame Bediakon, leader of the New Force and presidential candidate for the 2024 general elections. Well, he has encouraged Ghanaians to prioritize productive use of their time. Speaking on GTV's presidential encounters, he criticized the practice of spending 2 hours watching a football match, describing it as unproductive. He questioned the rationale behind devoting valuable time to watching others earn money, urging citizens to reassess their priorities.
I am actually not someone that watches football and other things. And I have a lot of friends who are footballers, in fact, super stars. Well, some of you know that I bought some of my cars from Ronaldo, and I've had friends, Memphis, and a lot of different people that have come to visit me in Ghana. I think that, first of all, if you spend 2 hours watching football almost every 2 days, in a year, you would have spent 1,000 hours of your time or 500 hours of your time watching football, that somebody is getting paid $500,000 a week, but you watch them for free and pay your hours into it, okay? And I don't think that's a good investment, because your time is your most important asset, that you have to use it sensibly. But what I would do for sports, which I think we're lacking, that will stop people from just watching and not being a part of the industry, is to start to infuse sports right into our educational system by partnering with people who are specialized on that. Because we Ghanaians, we become footballers by vision, not by skills or training. And they need to be trained and coached. You need to go through a disciplinary process to become a footballer. Even if you were born with it, you still have to go through it. So that process of you educating yourself and learning about economics and other things, and then being trained about what to eat, how to behave yourself, how to discipline yourself, not to eat some things, not how to protect your leg and all of that.
Well, interesting thought by Nana Kwame Bediako speaking on GTV's presidential encounters there. We take it to the Ashanti region, and the 2024 Inter-School and Colleges Boys Football Competition came to a close yesterday at the Barra Sports Stadium. We had 2 games, the bronze medal match and the final game. And the third place playoff was between Opoku Warriors School and Sikafia SHS, with the former dominating from start to finish, having humiliated the latter by convincing 4-1 victory to clinch the third spot. For the finals, it went to Okes, and they beat one-time winners Sims SHS, and it went to penalty shootout, and Okes won by 3-2 in the end. We hear from George Amwako, the head coach for Okes, after winning the trophy.
We've been at semi-final 4 times. We've been at this level once with the same team, and they defeated us on penalties. Thank God we've been able to do the same thing to them. We are Team Okes. We are the Real Madrid of Ashanti inter-school soccer competition. We've won it 9 times. 9 times. And this is our 9th time. And we keep on winning.
All right, so big victory for Okes. It was their first ever championship title since 2008, and extended their record to an unprecedented 9th time, winning the Grand Time Masters in the Ashanti region inter-schools competition. Well, the nominees for the Ghana Premier League are out. NASCO Coach of the Month award for November have been announced, with 4 coaches contending for the award. That includes Abubakar Carter of Heart of Folk, Bashir Hayford of Pando Heart of Lions, Kwekudansa of Bichim United, Kasimo Kansemengo of Nations FC. And for the Player of the Month, there is Faisal Chawate. He plays for Nations FC. Stephen Amankona plays for Brekum Chelsea. Prince Cheneboa also plays for Basake Holy Stars. and Kojo Obeng Jr. Pando, Heart of Lions. So we'll see who won that those awards for the Coach of the Month and also for the Player of the Month. We take you to England, and Everton ended a 5-game winless Premier League run by trashing hapless Wolves at the Goodison Park, piling the pressure on Wolves boss Gary O'Neill. At the Etihad Stadium, huge relief for Manchester City. They put their recent disastrous spell behind them as they ended a 7-game winless streak by beating Nottingham Forest by 3-0. Our first half goal from Bernardo Silva and starman Kevin De Bruyne put Pep Guardiola's side in command by the break, with Jeremy Doku adding a third 12 minutes after the interval. Here is City boss Pep Guardiola.
In general, today the most important thing, of course, was to break this routine to don't win games, and finally we won it. But we have to continue.
It's kind of a healing process, I guess. It's like a healing process.
No, I don't know. We'll see how we process our victory.
Yeah. Thank you.
Just behind you, please, Ken.
Hi, Pep. I was just going to say, did you see many differences between the performance tonight to one last week, say? Or was it just about sort of taking your chances?
Was better than Liverpool and Bournemouth, yeah. And it was quite similar to the other games that we didn't win.
Alright, so that's Manchester City's boss Pep Guardiola speaking there. Well, speaking of Liverpool, they saw their cushion at the Premier League summit cut to 7 points as they squandered a late advantage in a 3-3 draw against Newcastle United. Here's what Arne Slot thinks about the performance.
Yeah, there were moments in the game, I think, that we were really happy if we could go away here with a point. And that's the honest answer. But if you're 1 minute before the end 3-2 up, had a very, very impressive second half. Apart from the goals we scored, our comeback was not only because of goals, but the way we played. Yeah, then going away with 3-3 is also a disappointment.
Alright, so that's Liverpool manager Arne Slot speaking there. Well, Chelsea continued their impressive Premier League away form. It's now 5 wins, 1 draw and 1 loss on an away end as they breeze past 10-man Southampton 5-1, climbing to within 7 points of league leaders Liverpool. Chelsea boss Enzo Maresca was asked if his side are genuine title contenders in the performance of Cole Palmer and João Felix.
Yeah, if you say that, is I'm very happy and we are very happy. But as I said the other day, Cole, Joao, they are players that they can do and they can see different things that the rest they are not able to see. Doesn't mean that the rest they are not good, but the good thing is to see that kind of player involved in the way we want to play, that they are happy and they are scoring goals, they are assists, and this is the most important thing for us.
Chelsea's head coach is Enzo Maresca speaking there. Well, match 14 action continues today as Fulham hosts Brighton and Hove Albion, followed by Bournemouth taking on Tottenham Hotspur. Well, away from the matches, Crystal Palace captain Mark Guehi has explained his decision to write "I love Jesus and Jesus loves you" on his rainbow armband. And the 24-year-old defender has come under fire for wearing the messages on his captain's armband, which has been issued to all 20 Premier League clubs for 2 match days.
Yeah, I think the message was pretty clear, to be honest. It was a message of love, of truth as well, and a message of inclusivity. So I think it speaks for itself.
Alright, let's finish off with Spain and Italy. Jude Bellingham's fourth goal in 4 games was not enough to prevent Madrid falling to the second La Liga loss at Athletic Bilbao. Kylian Mbappe missed another penalty. In Italy, Fiorentina midfielder Eduardo Bove is out of intensive care and is progressing in his recovery. That's according to the club. Finally, in tennis, Novak Djokovic will begin his preparation for next month's Australian Open by playing at the Brisbane International, where Nick Kyrgios will make his return to the court. But Djokovic is expected to be without new coach Andy Murray at the Brisbane International. That's the very latest in the world of sport. For more, you can head to citysportsonline.com and on X at City Sports GHA. Kickoff was proudly brought to you by Shell V Power, Zonda GH, Polytangana, Papa Nonye. My name is Gabi Affair. Enjoy the rest of your day. Do take care of yourself and bye-bye.
Polytankinye, Papa Nunye, Polytankinye, Papa Nunye, Papa Naka Messi, Papa
Papa Nune Kamesi o. Only one politician, strong and reliable, trusted by generation. We want the citizens to buy only politicians.
Politicians in here,
Papa Nune,
politicians in here,
Papa Nune,
Accra plumbers.
Say so.
Guys, Charlie, you know that mining contract I've been chasing for years now. I just got awarded the deal. But the issue is where to get the right and quality heavy duty trucks to execute this job here in Ghana.
Relax, my guy. Remember my recent construction deal at Pokwase? Zonda sorted me out.
Zonda? What? Who is that?
Zonda Tech Ghana Limited is your one-stop shop for machinery, heavy and light duty trucks, and pickups. They have the Shantui bulldozers, graders, payloaders, rollers, poor pickups, 4-land light trucks, TX trucks, and oil tanks, made and assembled right here in Ghana with top-notch after-sale service and standard prices.
Made in Ghana. This is amazing.
You haven't seen my Zonda Power pickup, which I take to the office. Strong, durable, and tough on our roads.
Hey, that's from Zonda too?
Absolutely. Zonda is the right place for you, my guy.
Oh, now I am sorted with Zonda. Zonda Tech Ghana Limited, your solution for heavy and light duty trucks, located at Tema, off the Aflao Road. Call 0501 772 222 or 0501 773 333. Zonda, built in Ghana, building Ghana.
In a world where only the best survives, you need a fuel that can match your drive. A fuel with unparalleled protection for your engine, superior efficiency, and unrivaled performance. A fuel so unbeatable, when you get behind the wheel, you'll focus on what really matters. The journey ahead. That fuel is Shell V-Power, because no other fuel gives your engine better protection, better efficiency, and better performance. Be unbeatable. Drive unbeatable. Shell V-Power. Shell. Go well.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
Join the Republic Verse. Enter the Republic Bank space. Online or within the banking hall, we open the right doors for you to make the most of life. With our suite of superb banking products and services, our clients, corporate, SME, investments, and individuals get to enjoy amazing benefits. Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
We're the one for you.
One everywhere you go. Big goal for the friends and the family. Big goal, big refreshing moment. Big goal for the kids and the adults. Big goal, boys and girls with a drink up. Big goal, everywhere the party day. Big goal, we go mash up the place with it. Big goal, greatest in every battle. Big goal, big goal, big goal, big goal, big goal, big goal. Big refreshing moments.
Big O drink. Big refreshing moment. Another quality product from Trillium Industries. This advert is FDA approved.
Go Ghana for. Let us gather here.
Eja, but why have you called us all here?
His Excellency John Dramani Mahama says he is coming to introduce a 24-hour economy policy that will ensure round-the-clock operations by businesses and government organizations to enhance productivity, boost production, and create millions of decent, well-paying jobs.
24-hour economy? Can you enlighten us?
Oh, simple. GM wants organizations with huge customer traffic like
like DVLA, Passport Office, ports, customs, as well as private businesses like agro-processing factories, industries, sanitation, construction companies to run 3 shifts of 8 hours each. For private businesses, Mahama will give them security support services, tax incentives, financing support, and cheap and reliable power. This is what we call Formula 133.
But what formula is that?
It simply means 1 job, 3 shifts, 3 people. Simple.
Wow, this is indeed a game changer.
Formula 133. Oh, yeah, baby.
Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
It's the time of year for festive savings at ShopRite. Discover many deals and get big savings on all your holiday essentials. Shop and save on products like 750 ml for special natural sweet wine all variant for only 79 cedis, 99 pesos each, and 500 grams Good Start white oat porridge for just 21 cedis, 99 pesos. Give more this Christmas with ShopRite's unbeatable prices, making your holidays extra special. Offers valid until 8th December. Only at ShopRite. Lower prices you can trust always.
Alcohol not for sale to persons under the age of 18.
When you want to eat, just Momo it. Tired of the long queues in the supermarket? Pay with Momo. When you really want that beautiful new blouse, just Momo it. When you want to get a trim and get fresh to impress you know who, just Momo it. When you need to pay your utility bills and domestic staff, Shani Momo. When you want to send love to the family back home, send some Momo. Join the millions of MTN Momo users all over Ghana and live life the brighter way. So just Momo it. MTN.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
Oh my, it's Lexus on a bit.
Guinea, ice. Roblanya nyama kamo nyama lezu meledu haja. Malinko pranata migbona paklakota greje. Mibrena meri kwa ya do pavi. Boba mouvement de la street aji. Na for the kale yama yabole jiklodu emile duiko kamo amplin. Haja. Timanga kota greje. Edu haja. Mile goma ledu haja. Yeah. I forget your wahala na muabagala na duwe na jalaga. Awodo kube nyak paliga haja do skimonovo vale fariga. Sunday makava maklan. 5 star ma khodu veve. Obo zigi di jojon le sort city. Afya kachi to honji mangam. Da abology. Bakodeji. Chikodeji. Aba matakli. Obeleke. Achende. Amenye Sunday one day. Haja. Timanga kota kleje. Edu haja. Mile goma ledu haja.
Oh my, it's Lexus on a bit.
It's 35 after 7 on a Thursday morning. 97.3 City FM. This is Caleb Kuda with Nathan Kwal, Richard Alaskai. Your dedications are coming through. We'll share them with you shortly. If yours is yet to get here, 0549-986-996 is the number. 0549-986-996 is the number. So officially midnight tonight will be the end of all campaigning activities. So there will be mega rallies by the two major political parties in close proximity to each other. The police have outlined traffic routes for supporters as well. If you are attending, let me know. If you are not also, how will that change your plans? But as campaigns are coming to a head, coming to an end tonight, tell me, have you decided or are you still undecided? Whose message has convinced you? What were you expecting to hear? Have you heard what you were looking forward to? Do you have any concerns? Are you clear in your mind who you're voting for? I'd be happy to hear from you. 0549986996 is the number. You can join our conversations at any time. But a special voting is happening in the eastern and western regions. We'll be touching base to see what is happening there. Hopefully some lessons have been learned from the previous one, which happened on Monday, and things will get better. In the meantime, some quick announcements for you. Nathan Call has a few, and I have a couple here as well. Nathan, what's the information?
Yes, Wiggle Vision Limited, Ghana's leading tech company, is giving all of us Frog. It's the ultimate USSD OTP and bulk SMS messaging platform designed to transform your business communication. With Frog, you can enjoy the lowest and unbeatable messaging prices to all networks in Ghana. Visit Wiggle, wigal.com.gh or sms.wiggle.com.gh or call 0554 170 to find out more. Wiggle Vision, empowering businesses one message at a time. And the new order of retirement is here. You can now retire on your own terms with a guaranteed monthly income for the rest of your life. All you need to do is invest a lump sum into the Old Mutual Retirement Salary Plan today and start receiving monthly income to enjoy the perfect retirement. Visit oldmutual.com.gh to find out more or call 050-453-4333. Old Mutual do great things every day. And MTN is telling all SMEs that Yellow Biz is the ultimate game changer they need. It's the all-in-one package where you get a router, genuine Microsoft applications, Webways, and Unicom service. To stay ahead of the competition, dial 100 or 0244 308 111 or send an email mtnbusiness.gh@mtn.com. Everywhere you go, MTN. And gender-based violence remains a critical barrier to achieving equality and accessing essential services in Ghana. It affects females and vulnerable populations, limiting their ability to seek healthcare, education, and legal protection. That's why Act 732, the Domestic Violence Act, was passed in 2007, and it criminalizes all forms of domestic violence, physical, emotional, psychological, and economic abuse. Now, if you want to be part of the campaign to ensure that domestic violence or gender-based violence is taken out of our environment, call WAPCAS. WAPCAS is the Ghana West Africa program to combat AIDS and STI. Call them on 0800 123 555 or contact the Domestic Violence Secretariat on 0800 111 222.
And VW is providing a special deal on the new Terramount Treadline V6 engine. As the new Terramount Treadline, it has space enough to seat 7 adults comfortably. Man, road trips on my mind. It's a 3.6 liter petrol engine, comes with maximum power that takes you and your family to any destination across the 16 regions of Ghana on any type of terrain with the help of its intelligent all-wheel system. It's a V6 engine with a 280 horsepower and a 4-motion all-wheel drive system, and is designed for speed and safety. Its service interval of 6 months or 10,000 kilometers, whichever comes first, announces the durable components used to build the Amarok. A starting price is 750,000 Ghana cedis, so take advantage now. Hurry while stock lasts. T's and C's apply. Call or WhatsApp VW Ghana on 0257 956 688 for more information about our range of modules: Vectors, T-Cross, T1, Allspace, Terramount, and the Amarok pickup. So why are you headed? Tell me. Are you going shopping already? Are you buying fuel this morning? Are you enjoying your favorite meal at your restaurant or your joint? Are you getting your Christmas decor already? Shopping online for the things you need wherever you go, whatever you're doing. Do it with the SG Visa card. The SG Visa card is your best option to make payments for goods and services online or anywhere with a point of sale machine. Enjoy a world of amazing opportunities available with the SG Visa card. Go about your business anywhere in Ghana with the comfort and security of your money available to you always. Make your life easy and use your SG Ghana Visa card today. Find out more. Call 0302 214 314. SG Ghana, the future is you.
Ouch! Paludaye, yeah. Iskin paludaye, yeah.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
I pick it. Shaky mommy, I get it. Baby, I so swan, I pick it. Kim palude. This is for the but I am gonna spend the money. This is for the come wait for me. Can't wait for me. But I am gonna spend the money. This is for the party. Can't wait for me. Can't wait for me.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
This for the party. I pick it. Shaky mommy, I get it. Baby, I just want I pick it. Kim palude.
We'll be touching base with our correspondents in the regions. I'm talking Western and Eastern, as the special voting is underway there, or is expected to take off. Some dedications have come through. Happy birthday to my dear Jessica Akandi Agoji of Nestle Central and West Africa in the Atlantic Tower. Be blessed. This is coming from Caesar. And help me wish Mabel Owusu a happy 40th birthday. God bless her so much. It's the 40th also of Kafui Betebe, wife of Selom of Selo Art. We celebrate you. Happy birthday, Kafui. God bless you so much. And this is coming from Kekeli and Nuna and Selom and everybody. Sky has some dedications. Hey, you were sweating this morning.
Yeah, no, I just, you know.
Did you go jogging or something?
No. You know, I had to
So something has picked for you or something?
No, you see, so
hunger has now.
So that's
why you are sweating like that.
The man you are monas you. Oh, like a
I restrain myself. So the reason Sky is sweating now, we understand.
Yeah, very much so. Yes. So there is this dedication that is coming in from. It's a birthday wish. It's coming in from a group of people. It says, "Happy birthday to my virtuous sweetheart, Vida Yamwa, of the Public Health Unit at the Kumasi South Hospital. May the Lord's grace and mercy abound to you all year round." This is from your husband, Dr. Charles Osei Tutu Ajiman, and the children, Ivan, Kweku Pokua, and Kobe, and they are saying they love you so much. Vida Yamwa of the public health unit at the Kumasi South Hospital. So Dr. Charles Osei Tutu Ajiman is celebrating you.
Right.
Yeah.
That's an interesting
Sweet one. So looks like the two of them, if he's not a doctor of the academic side of things, then so medicine where he gets something, where it be medicine something. Yes,
interesting.
Because she's working in the health space.
Sky, this year's campaign has been quite interesting when it properly took off, like set in motion. Like you're watching the television, and the advertisements, the campaigns, like there are documentaries. So from the government side, they are showing you what they've done. On the opposition side, they are going for characters and personalities and trying to discredit the messages and the character and personality of the people. Yesterday, Point of View, we'll be bringing you some excerpts. Kwabene Japan and then Fifi Kwete were on the show. We'll bring you some excerpts of that. But so far, I think that voters have been bombarded with a lot of messages that it seems we are spoiled for choice. But is it possible that at this point, campaign will end by midnight tonight? So there will be a mega rally. Is it possible that at this point people still not know or not be sure who to vote for?
Yes, it's likely.
It's very likely.
There will always be a population of voters who are not too sure of who to vote for.
Or disillusioned.
And it's like that. It happens in every election. There will be those who today, December 5, are not sure. Some people will get swayed by the final rallies. Some people will get swayed by what others say. So there's that. Then there are those who have, and I think a large part of those who vote on Saturday already know what they are going to do.
Yeah, by this time, people are
set in their ways. I don't think that for some people, none of these last-minute commissionings will change their mind. For some people, the last-minute commissions reinforce what it is they want to do over the weekend. So if you ask me, I think by this time, a large chunk of the people who vote know what exactly they are going to do.
This guy is same for you because, or some would just say, look, I don't care.
And then there will be others who will not tell you. But I will say that, I'm not too sure. I think when you take that I'm not too sure population, half of them kind of know.
Yeah.
The other half, but you find a demographic who would not want to reveal their choices for whatever reasons best known to them. That's just my reading of everything.
I would be happy to hear people, listeners, if by this time your mind is still not made up, let me know what your challenge is. I'm interested in knowing. 0549 986 996 0549 986 996. Let us know, because I think that there's been a bombardment of messages from all the political parties with respect to who achieved what, who did what, who is better at what, and so by now people should be clear in their minds what they want to do. Sky.
Well, I mean, by and large, largely people, I believe, know exactly what they want to do 24 hours or so before the elections. But we should also not discount the fact that today would also play a huge part in determining where people eventually lean. And then on election day proper, people walk to the polling station undecided as to where they lean. They get into the booth and then make a decision.
Those are proper floating voters.
Yes, that's right. So they say that let the spirit lead them. So they get into the booth and then they ask for direction, and it so happens that their spirit tells them that do it this way, do it that way.
I see.
There are people who also just go in there just to spoil the party. But whatever people decide to do, I think that, look, this is a very, very consequential election. It's going to be an election that will decide many things for many people. We have made many mistakes in the past. The question is whether this particular election affords us the opportunity to correct the mistakes of the past. Is it that we are continuing or we are resetting? So they say upgrade or reset. I believe the good people of Ghana know exactly what is in their very best interest, and they will decide accordingly. What I can say though is that they say what?
No.
What I can say though is that, look, we have to do this in a very orderly.
Very important.
very, very free, fair, and transparent manner in a way that commands greater integrity for the Ghanaian electoral process, and then also reinforces our brand as a celebrated brand globally when it comes to democracy, because it is one of the trump cards that we have, which we play often. Because as I said here much earlier, look, I mean, on some of my international travels, people meet you and they're talking about they want to come to Ghana, they want to come to Africa, they want to come to West Africa. But sometimes they read this, sometimes this and that and that. What can you sell us about your origins? And you sell Ghana in a way as to project the positives that we have. The fact that we have had elections peacefully since 1992, and changed government from the.
This will be our ninth.
Yeah, that's right. So from the governing party to the opposition and all of that. Of course, there have been minor problems in areas. I've seen, violence. Some have witnessed, lack of electoral integrity.
Yeah.
But these have not together actually undermine the process. To us to say that Ghana is a young democratic, example. So I hope that we will repeat the feat, and Ghanaians will realize that look, it is better to change or not to change. And we can do that without having to invite violence and set this country on the path we don't want.
Let's fly to the eastern region, Koforidua specifically, where we are told 1,017 eligible voters are expected to take part in a special voting exercise over there at what is called the Police Canteen Galloway. Neil Niamate Kanaku is our man there, and he joins us on the line. Good morning, Neil. How are you doing today? And what can you report from the Canteen Galloway, Police Canteen Galloway in Koforidua?
Thank you very much, Caleb. And as we speak now, the process has been underway since 7 a.m. Since it began, and then all the security personnel who are here, majority of them have gone through the process. As we speak now, there are no queues here because those who came in very early as 5 a.m. have all gone through the process. For the Center A, close to 48 people have gone through the process, and then for Center B, 35 people have gone through the process. All the agents are seated quietly with their sheet, making sure they tick whoever comes in. And I should tell you that they have copies of the register with pictures of all the special voters in it. So when you come and then you go through the process, they will take your name, verify. Even after the machine, the EC machine, the DVD verifies you, they will also go through their registers and ensure that the person who is standing there is the same person on the picture of the register they have. So as we speak now, the process has been very peaceful and smooth, and I can say that the process is still ongoing in all the 33 constituencies we have in the eastern region as we speak now, Ben.
This is Caleb Neil. So are we expecting 12,000 registered voters or 1,017 voters?
12,000 in the eastern region for the special voting. And here at the Galloway, the police canteen, that is Galloway Center, more than a little above 1,017 are expected to vote here at this particular center. But in general, in the eastern region, 12,000 voters are expected to take part in the exercise in all the 33 constituencies in the region.
Excellent. So for this special voting, there are 1,017 eligible voters, but for the eastern region, in 33 constituencies in the eastern region, you are saying that 12,000 voters?
No, Caleb.
Explain that for me.
For the special voting in the whole eastern region, that is the 33 constituencies, 12,000 persons are expected. That is both security, media, and EC.
In the 33 constituencies?
Yes,
fantastic.
For the special voting.
But where you are presently?
Yes.
Okay. Good.
Yes, that is a Galloway police canteen center.
Okay. Thank you for that clarification. That's very clear now. So, are any of the party people there, any of the candidates around, do you see the presence of any of such?
Yes, there are quite a number of people here with agents, and then even for the independent candidates also, they also have their people here. Currently have the PC for NDC here with me, Dr. Martin Otu-Ofe, who has been here since 5 a.m. to monitor the process. So let's quickly get to him and then speak to him. He happens to be the PC for the NDC in the New Durban South constituency. Doc, welcome to Citi FM.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Please, what time did you get here?
I was here at 5 a.m. in the morning. So together with the EC, we had to go around and get the ballot papers and all the materials that are relevant for these elections. And so we set everything up even before the elections, and everything is going on smoothly. Our elections are not supposed to be, fighting. We are supposed to express our franchise through the ballot, and that is what the security services and those who decided to register for special voting are doing. So so far so good, everything is smooth, and we thank God for a smooth process. We just want to replace this government because the corruption is too much. Everything is not working. There's so much hardship in Ghana now, and everything that they promised to do, they haven't been able to deliver. In New Durban South, there is, even the member of parliament, who is in charge of 1D, 1F, there is nothing here to show for, and it is important that we can get them out so that we will put proper government in place in terms of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and myself, who is going to be the next MP after 7th of December, so that we can run the affairs of this country very well to the benefit of the Ghanaian people. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Doctor. So, Killer, we just said the Dr. Martin Otu-Ofe, who happens to be the National Democratic Congress parliamentary candidate for the New Durban South constituency. The Member of Parliament and the MP for the area himself, that is Michael Ochebefi, is yet to arrive at this particular center. And when he comes here, we'll get to him to also get to know his thoughts about the process so far.
Thank you for that report. Stay safe, and we'll get back to you when we have to. Neilni Amate Kanaku is our Eastern Regional Correspondent, bringing us updates from the police canteen Galloway in Koforidua in the Eastern region, where 1,017 eligible voters are expected to cast their votes in all 33 constituencies in the Eastern region. We understand 12,000 eligible voters are expected to cast their votes in the Eastern region for this particular one. Just to give you a pictorial, give you the numbers from the New Durban South constituency. If you're talking presidential, President Akufo-Addo won in the 2020 elections by 65.86%. That was 45,070. Former President Mahama had 22,884, representing 33.44%. New Durban is typically very, very blue. If you look at the historical analysis from 2004, it's been 63.66%, dipped to 58.75% in 2008, rose up to 59.17%, did 66%. The best was in 2016, where it did 66.41% for the NPP and 65.58% for the NPP in 2020. So that's New Durban South. A bit of historical antecedent for you over there. But Sky, back to our conversation. So basically, Galloway is smooth. Things are okay.
Galloway.
Canteen.
I like
police
that name.
Galloway. What does that mean, though?
It's a place in Koforidua.
Galloway.
Yes, Galloway.
Has it got anything to do with
I don't know whether it's a corrupted form of Galloway.
Nobody knows. How do you find out?
Yeah.
Galloway.
Hopefully, things that we saw, some of the things we saw on Monday won't be repeated today.
Yeah, I think we need to, make that point.
Yeah.
That the police administration has a duty to ensure that we do not see a repeat of what we saw during the main special voting exercise, because in many ways that has undermined our democratic processes. And they will test the institutions that have been set up to respond to these challenges in a truly robust way, by which I mean the Office of the Special Prosecutor, the police institution, the Attorney General, as the case may be, and the courts, and then also the people who will be put in charge of defending these people if eventually the case or the cases make it to the courts. We do not want to see this happen again, because what happened the last time they went for this special voting thing, it happened across a number of areas. And yesterday we were reading a report from the Kodil. In my own Keta, constituency, told people were sharing money and all of that. I don't think that, that is that reflects, positively on us as a people, and I don't think that people should be receiving money as to decide who they vote for. So when people do that, they have to be arrested and prosecuted. So I am hoping that the police administration will send a firm message to their people, and then also the other officers who will be voting today. They have equally sent firm messages to their people. These matters would have to be dealt with firmly. People caught must be arrested, prosecuted, and in all fairness, sacked from the police service or the related institutions.
They should be sacked, eh?
Yeah, because these are this conduct qualifies for your removal from the services, because it's completely unacceptable. I mean, people should know better. They should know better. So we don't want to see a repeat of that, and we hope that the Electoral Commission would also open, their eyes and ensure that people who misbehave will be reported.
Good. It's top of the hour. It's 8. No, we're not done. It's just 8, and we're bringing you tech and social media trends. Nathan is here. We'll be bringing you that shortly. Tech and social media trends is brought to you by Telecel and First Bank Ghana. Exciting news is that if you get connected, you will get connected for less with our discounted MiFi device at an unbeatable price for only 500 Ghana cedis. Also get 10 gigabyte free data for all your internet connectivity concerns. This portable Wi-Fi solution from Telecel has you covered. Perfect for seamless browsing, streaming, and staying connected on the go. Don't miss out on this limited time offer from Telecel today. Visit any Telecel retail shop to grab yours today. Telecel, connecting energies. If you want to send money to Gambia, Guinea, Liberia, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, it's much easier now through the Pan-African Payment and Settlement System. You can do so. First Bank Ghana is providing you this platform nationwide. Visit any of our branches and send your money with ease. If you want to receive money, open a First Bank Ghana account. There's another way we put you first. Find out more about our PAP system. Call 0596921921. It's time for tech and social media trends. Are you ready to vote?
No.
Is your mind made up?
Yep.
Okay, so what's up for tech and social media trends?
You are not correct.
Is your mind made up?
Are you ready to vote?
No. Is your mind made up?
So the mind is made up not to vote. Shall I mean of your
Nathan was in the trends, man.
Okay, we'll get to the trends in a second. Today I want to start with the tech news first.
Right.
Okay, now Telegram. We all know Telegram, very popular social media platform. And the latest update with Telegram is that it has agreed to work with an internationally recognized body to stop the spread of child sexual abuse material.
Very important.
Now, the Internet Watch Foundation is used by major online services to help them detect and remove child sexual abuse material and prevent its spread. A few months ago, Telegram said it was not going to work with the platform, but 4 months after its founder Pavel Durov was arrested in Paris for Telegram's alleged failure to moderate extreme content, the platform has announced a U-turn. So Telegram has decided now to put some censures in place or some measures to prevent the spread of child sexual abuse material, which is extremely important.
Yeah, that's right. I mean,
Very,
some warped mentality or whatever desire for whatever that drives people to abuse children and record the same and put them out.
Just
completely unacceptable. And I believe that this particular blueprint has got to find expression in legislations across the world. There has got to be a global effort to deal with this particular matter. It's unacceptable, and platforms that are encouraging these kinds of things would have to be dealt with.
Let's get into the trends, and the trends have several things. So let me bunch all of them together. They are the football related theme. So last night Arsenal beat Manchester United by 2-0 in a very interesting Premier League. Arsenal are the new Corners FC. Brilliant corners. Sky, when they put the corner in the box, the ball is going into
inside.
It's dangerous.
Pinpointing.
Dangerous, and it's a weapon they've discovered, and they are using it. So Arsenal scored 2 corners against Man United to win 2-0. Let me give you a statistic. Since the start of last season, Arsenal have scored 22 goals from corner kicks.
Wow,
the most in the league. So it is a weapon. When they get a corner, be very afraid, because they could most likely score from that. So Arsenal are in the trends. Newcastle are in the trends as well. They held Liverpool to a 3-3 draw. Fantastic 3-3 draw in last night's Premier League game. Chelsea won by 5-1. Sky's dear old Chelsea. They won by 5-1 at Southampton. So Chelsea in the trends as well. And then you have other names, Thomas Partey, all of that. Now let's do some hardcore Ghanaian stories. Okay, the NSS is in the trends. The National Service Secretariat. Now you remember
what's happening there?
The Fourth Estate said they had done an expose. They were going to publish that expose on the ills and the corruption at the NSS. Alleged corruption. The NSS got a court injunction to stop them from publishing the piece. Now it turns out some people seem to have portions that are reported of excerpts of the said expose, and people are allegedly sharing those portions on social, highlighting, of course, some of the content and the alleged corruption at the NSS. So I don't know where this sits in law. Okay?
Yeah, but so I think, look, we have to be responsible. If you have a material that you want to put out, it is assumed that you have firm control or absolute control over that material. If a court gives an order that you should, at least for now, because as I understand it, this is supposed to be some interim injunction.
Yes, I think a 10-day.
Yeah, so we must have been obtained ex parte from just one party going and saying blah blah blah, and somehow this material that you were supposed to have control over is out there in the public domain in one shape or form. It raises all kinds of issues. Of course, I mean, it's up to the lawyers of the National Service Secretariat to decide what to do with, holding who accountable. But I think we as journalists also, we have an obligation to obey the courts. I know some will say, we are not responsible. But look, I mean, it is your material, so I'm sure you have some questions to answer in circumstances like that.
Let's move on to the other big item. E-Gate is also trending. Now, why is the E-Gate trending? Remember Dr. Baumia launched the E-Gate, was it 2 days ago?
Yes.
A day ago, I'm not too sure.
2 days ago.
2 days ago at the airport. Following that, there were some conversations around it, and then Bright Simmons, he yesterday put out some post, and he put out a DTS report on the E-Gate system. Now, according to Bright Simmons and his report, this said system was launched in 2018, and 6 years on, it is being launched again. And he's saying that all of these things are allegedly, how do I even say it? We are wasting funds relaunching projects that have been done, according to him and according to some documents from the World Bank. So there are portions of the World Bank document that said an E-Gate system was launched in 2018. 6 years on, another one has been launched. So people are asking, is it the same thing?
Or is it the same Terminal 3?
Some people are saying it's a different terminal. Others were saying that it's at the same airport, right? And Bright Simmons has put out a piece. You can visit his website.
Okay. So I think that's the obligation now. I mean, the Ghana Airport Company,
they will have to come and clarify.
And then also, we as journalists should try and ascertain the facts, because I mean,
it can be verified whether it is the same thing or is a
different.
different
What
project.
is sure is that if you go through the World Bank documents, it did say that an e-gate system was launched in 2018.
Yeah, so
they are specified amounts. Yes, they are specified
public record. But something
is
else has been put out there. So the question is whether we can establish connection between the two or distinction between the two.
So that's that. And then you have the politics also. Martin Amidu is here. Baumia Mahama. Today is last day of campaign.
Yes.
So all these things are here. John Mahama, more so, he's in the trends more so because of the interview he granted the BBC. He spoke about a number of things, the 24-hour economy, his own plans for running the country, touching on several things in that interview. So if you get the chance, I think the BBC has published the full interview. Please consume it. Make what you will of that particular interview.
Interesting. So that was tech and social media trends.
You're looking for a bank to rely on. Let me give you a shoulder to lie on. Wouldn't we seek out to bank be no lie. Only one place where I get my eye on. Make I introduce you all to First Bank, the best services in the world, first rank. Customer service, everything is well planned. I make music, I travel, I sell land. They be my reserve tank. Cause every time I know my money's safe. Universal banking ain't in me here on date. I'm a busy person, me no need time to wait. Now I got to Spain, even when I'm in the States. My me blue shirt. But tell me office a chilly, but who cares? Cause I bank with the best. I'm lucky, I'm too blessed. When it comes to First Bank, it's too west. Everything is you first. Woo!
Nobody feed you, I'm like us. First Bank we treat you first. Treat you first. Somebody see think about you first. Think about you first.
You first, First Bank.
There's a business in every woman, from the young lady brimming with exciting and novel business ideas to the market queen managing her empire. There's the she architect, quantity surveyor, realtor, business consultant, crafting dreams into reality, and the multitasking mom seamlessly blending work at home. The entrepreneur, meticulously checking stock, to the corporate woman, sealing deals on the move. Indeed, there's a business in every woman. Introducing Telecel Women in Business, our initiative to empower women-led and women-owned enterprises. Benefit from tailored activities, networking, business and technical support, free webinars, trainings, and more. To join this initiative, be a female-led business and a Telecel business customer. Visit telecel.com.gh/business to register now.
Telecel, connecting energies.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
Bold solution for the future.
On December 7th, let's vote number 1. Let's vote for Dr. Baumia. Estroho.
The Situation All-White Christmas Party is back! It's Christmas Eve, 48, the usual. I step into a celebration like none other. The Situation All-White Christmas Party is taking over the city with music, magic, and memories waiting to be made. Think cozy vibes, electric beats, and the perfect blend of festive cheer and wild energy, all in one space. Date 24th December 2024. Venue Beyond the Bridge, East Legon. Time 8 p.m. Dress code, it's an all-white affair.
Come and dance like nobody's watching. Sip, mingle, make merry, and unwrap the ultimate Christmas Eve experience. Dress to impress, bring your holiday spirit, and let's make the situation all-white Christmas party unforgettable. Call 0205-973-973 for table reservations and get ready to party! It's going to be lit at the Underbridge. The Situation All White Christmas Party 2024 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 Citi FM and proudly sponsored by Carlsberg Beer, Kiss Drinks, Series, Bell Ice, Verve du Vernet, Bushmills Irish Whiskey, and Blue Jeans Energy Drink.
It's the time of year for festive savings at ShopRite. Discover many deals and get big savings on all your holiday essentials. Shop and save on products like 750 ml for special natural sweet wine variant for only 79 cedis, 99 pesos each, and 500 grams Good Start white oat porridge for just 21 cedis, 99 pesos. Give more this Christmas with ShopRite's unbeatable prices, making your holidays extra special. Offers valid until 8th December. Only at ShopRite. Lower prices you can trust always.
Alcohol not for sale to persons under the age of 18.
I am Wahinere Gifty Auntie. You see, it always feels good when you receive that salary alert. I made a bold decision to invest a lump sum into the Old Mutual Retirement Salary Plan. And this means that I will get these alerts every month throughout retirement for the rest of my life. You too can retire on your own terms or invest a lump sum in the Old Mutual Retirement Salary Plan today and receive a monthly income for the perfect retirement. Call Old Mutual on 050-453-4333 or visit www.oldmutual.com.gh to sign up today. Obrapa Ahotongwa.
Old Mutual. Do great things every day.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is Citi 97.3.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Rally round the flag, rally round the red, gold, black and green. Rally round the red, gold, black and green. Marcus say, so Marcus say, red for the blood, that flowed like the river. Marcus say, so Marcus say, green for the land, Africa. Marcus say, yellow for the gold that they stole. So Marcus say, black for the people it looted from. That took us away, captivity, required from us a song. Right now, man say, repatriate. Ionized patients have now long time.
Yeah, man. Steel pause. Rally round the flag. Oh, Nathan, he says rally. Did he do the song for Ghana? Because he's painting the Ghana flag with red,
Yeah, but no.
gold, black, and green.
It's a song we can appropriate and jump.
Oh, he's Ghanaian by some
still pause.
design.
They are still pause. They are a British band.
Steel pause. Rally round the flag. That's what we're asking you to do. Rally round the flag. Yes, please.
Yes, there's a message coming in from Nairam and Gamali Hodofia, and they say that they celebrate you today, Marilyn Ajo Selom. You are a priceless asset to Nairam and I, and we love you to the moon and back. May your new age bring you phenomenal growth, peace, abundance, and great achievements.
Lovely.
We love you.
Nice one.
It's coming in from Nairam.
Wonderful.
And Galmeli.
Sweet. And Abeku is wishing Christiana Akamiti, a student of GCTU, a happy, blessed birthday. Some of your messages have come through. I will be bringing them to you. What's going on? You know, this guy is wishing somebody. You also wishing somebody.
No, that's okay. The way the message was very brief. Yeah, but that's okay. Yes, that's okay. Let's be
long story. Exciting news from Coca-Cola. Thrilled to announce the return of your favorite Coca-Cola original regular taste 300 ml glass bottle. You can now buy and enjoy the refreshing taste of Coca-Cola with the convenience of returning your glass bottle. It goes for a cool 3 CDs 50 pesos. We have Coca-Cola, Fanta and Sprite. For those who prefer a different twist, your favorite Coca-Cola drink is also available in a 300 ml recyclable PET bottle. It's going for 6 Ghana cedis. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more at Coca-Cola_GH. Experience real magic with Coca-Cola's original taste. Rally round the flag, people. Send your messages. Are you voting? Is your mind made up?
Yeah, so earlier we were talking about this e-gate matter. Yeah. So there's someone who is close to the situation, and the person says the previous e-gates are the ones used to scan the codes on travelers' tickets. That is when you are traveling out of the country.
Okay.
So when they give you the boarding pass,
Yeah.
before you get to the immigration people, you see this group of scanners there. You can scan your barcode. And then that gives you access to where the immigration people are within the departure hall, and then they do the formalities, and then you go. It's already there. I don't know which other one they are talking about.
Okay.
The new one is the one you scan when you are coming to Ghana with your Ghana card, not when you are leaving Ghana.
Okay.
So that.
So this is for arrivals.
Yeah, that's right. So
the new one is for arrivals.
Exactly. So for instance, that if you get to Heathrow or some other airports in the West, if you are a citizen, they will tell you that it's different.
Yes.
So then you can
national
scan the product, and then you are through. From the explanation the person is giving me, that seemed that is what we're talking about. So when you're coming in, you just scan your documents and then you are given access because you are a citizen of the Republic, or maybe you are a recognized resident of the Republic. So I guess that should provide some clarity on the matter. Unless there's some evidence to the contrary.
Okay, so we will have to dig further to find out
exactly
if, for example, what was launched in 2018.
They said so that may have been what was launched in 2018. According to this,
and then this new one is a different one.
Yeah, when you are coming in, you are being admitted.
But are they two sides of the same e-gate project? That's the question.
Well, so there's going out and there's coming in. So they may well be the same or different things. But the point is that what the person is saying is that the one that must have been launched previously takes you out of the jurisdiction,
and then this one
admits you exactly.
So, but what we did, one that will take you out and left the one that will bring you in. So after 2018, now we're doing the one that will bring you in.
I honestly don't. I think
it's up for more.
People should provide some clarity with the statement.
Very important.
Whatever it is, I don't think that this is necessary. Look, let's go and vote, decide who we want as our president, and end of matter.
Move on with our lives. But if you are looking for litigation-free land,
yes,
that one there is no e-gate there. Just contact Royal Kingdom Estate. They've specialized in land acquisition, construction, design, property management, and more. With properties in prime areas like Bri and Accra, land is starting from 90,000 Ghana cedis. You have flexible payment plans, affordable homes ranging from 2-bedroom and premium furnished apartments for short rentals in East Airport. So visit Cantonment opposite Soul Clinic International School. That's where we are. Call us on 0557 55 02559090277278880. Send us an email, info@Royal Kingdom Estate, Royal Kingdom Estate, building communities, nurturing dreams. We'll go to the western region shortly, where Akwesi Ajenim is. He will give us a quick report on how the special voting there is taking off. Later in Accra, there will be a mega rally tonight. Both the NPP and the NDC are holding their massive rallies tonight. So it's going to have an impact on the flow of traffic. The police has given some directives. We'll be bringing you that. But some of your messages have come through, and we'll bring you those now.
Yes, Marcus of Zion Gate Business. He says, even in the box class, some people don't know who to vote for. They get to the booth before they decide.
Right. Yeah, that's what the point I was making.
Wow. James Amablen Dansoman says, of all the campaign promises, the one that touches me, John Mahamis, the one that touches me is John Mahamis' promise to scrap e-levy, COVID tax, and custom duty on vehicles and industrial equipment. A friend bought a vehicle from abroad. It cost him 40,000 cedis, but he said he paid 45,000 cedis in import duties.
That's more
I
than
wanted to buy a vehicle to ease my movement business-wise, but anytime I saved and got close to the targets, the price just went up. In 2021, Toyota Vitz was 15,000 cedis. 3 years on, it's now 90,000 cedis. Mind you, I'm 44 years. I've never voted before, but the promise of scrapping the above mentioned taxes will make me vote this year. I see. Michael says, I'm disappointed in the current government.
The first says, I've not decided.
Says, I've not decided. I'm disappointed in the current government, but the alternative is also not better, so I'm confused. I don't want to do a third term for Nana too, Michael.
So if
I think Michael's instincts tell him to do one thing. He cannot bring himself to do it. That is Michael's problem.
Oh, God.
Brown in Awoshi says, unfortunately, I'm not voting.
Why?
I'm done with giving someone a job to lord over me instead of serving my interests.
Oh,
I see.
Brown.
Chachu Kofi from Accra Central says, our minds are not made up because the value is the same for both political parties. You've seen both parties before and now. Out of the two rotting apples, we are not able to determine which is less rotten.
I see.
Esianyo in Medina says, I've already made up my mind who I'm voting for. My decision is based on key factors such as the economy, job creation, access to quality education, efforts to tackle corruption, and most importantly, my living conditions and financial well-being. I'm choosing wisely.
Okay.
Asante Dako says, the election will produce an output whichever way, but we must use the output to generate the desired outcomes, national development. Unless Ghanaians master the act of eliciting our collective desired outcomes from election output or results, we shall always end up with a progressively more corrupt government, as we experience under Mahama. And he says corruption squared and the corruption cube. Okay.
Yes, and take that again. He said output, input.
So he says that what we'll get out of an election is an output, but we should use the output to look for outcomes, or else we'll keep, rinsing and repeating and all of that.
Interesting.
This is when it comes to making a decision about who to vote for. I have a straightforward approach. It's mainly the cost of living and how well the democratic system is functioning under a particular government. This includes evaluating the performance of key public institutions like the court, security agencies, and investigative bodies. I made up my mind earlier this year, and no amount of campaigning or rallies is going to change it. Courage in Koforidua saying that.
Interesting. Are you like Courage or not? Share your views with me. 0549-986-996. Campaigns effectively end midnight tonight, so the massive ones are happening later this evening. Both political parties are holding theirs in close proximity though, and the Ghana Police Service has issued traffic guidelines, road diversions ahead of the final rallies. I'll come to Sky a bit later to tell us, what the laws are saying with respect to the voting, how campaigning should end and all of that. So are we going to hear any of those interesting campaign songs we've been hearing on the radio after today? No. Why not?
No.
Okay.
Let me just quickly mention that. Look, there was a text message, and I've heard a number of people say that they don't want to take part in the process. That is unfortunate. Look, Thomas Jefferson of the US once said that we do not have government by the majority. We have government by the majority who participate, right? So we need a majority of us participating in this process.
Right.
And then another man, wiser than me, once said that bad officials are elected by good citizens who don't vote.
Okay.
And I'm talking about George Nathan.
Let's take it again. Bad officials are elected by good citizens
who don't vote. Exactly.
So by their exemption or abstinence, then the bad citizens will go and elect their ilk or their kind.
Yeah.
And then they come and...
So you see, look, I mean, we all appreciate the difficulties that we continue to see with our democracy. We got into this process sometime in 1992 when we brought in a new constitution and decided that we're going to vote every 4 years to change a government or to renew the mandate of our government. The promises that we were given, not all those promises have been fulfilled.
Yeah.
Democracy has inherent in it the capacity of government to disappoint the citizen.
Yeah.
And also built into democracy is the duty of the citizen to disappoint to disappoint his government. So appoint and disappoint.
I love that.
You understand? So what it means is that if you are not happy with what you're seeing, you disappoint the person who is in charge.
Okay.
If you're happy, you appoint the person to continue, or you get somebody else to do the job.
Right.
So yes, there are many difficulties we have seen over the years. There are people who believe that we are in a bad place. If you believe that we are in a bad place, go and express that at the ballot box. And you should express that knowing that you have fulfilled your civic duty to this republic. Again, if you believe that we are in a better place, go to the ballot box and express that fully. Because whether you like it or not, if you vote or you don't vote, someone will be elected. Now that person will take a decision which will have consequences for you and your family. So if a new government comes and says that we are imposing taxes on A to B, right? You are a part of this republic. You will be affected too. If you are hungry at home, no jobs for you, and you are thinking of leaving this jurisdiction altogether, for the time being, you are here. And when you leave, you are not living with every member of your family, right? Those members of your family will be impacted by whatever positive or negative developments that will happen following the elections. So we cannot sit on the fence and say that, oh, as for me, dear, I'm tired of Ghana's democracy, so I'm not voting. I don't think that we should take our responsibility this lightly, because it is a responsibility that we have as citizens we've been assigned that responsibility for a good reason. Imagine if everybody says that they will not vote. So who leads the country, right? So you stay out, then some Dolu goes to decide that, oh, ABCD person should be president. Now you are complaining that, why, Ghana for no, why did they elect, something, and you are, no.
Meanwhile, you
don't complain, go out and vote. Vote, go out and vote. You are voting either for continuity or you are voting to end the continuity. Whatever you do, don't complain. Just go out there and vote. It is important.
There's a video that's trending on TikTok. This was like 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
We were doing About Town at Abukobi. And I reached out to this woman who was walking on the street. At the time, the road was not hard. She was very upset. And I tried to talk to her. And she was very upset about the state of the roads, and she didn't like the fact that when she buys grains, a bag of grain has gone up, and it's trending now because I guess it fits into the conversation. She basically was saying she's not going to give someone's parent a job to do, and then they enjoy the largesse of the state. People have been sending me that video a lot these days. It's not new; it's very old. But please don't listen to the woman. Go and vote, as we are saying.
Have
you seen that video?
Yeah, you see, I get the point about the apathy. You understand? I get the point about people saying they are tired of trying this politician, he fails and then gets recycled and then gets behind somebody and then somebody else becomes president and all of that. It is true that our governments have not always lived up to expectation. And some would add that majority of the times they have not. Because this democracy was promised to us to help us get to a certain promised land. And 30 years in the life of a country is enough time to have done very truly transformational things. We've seen it in the Far East. What the Asian tigers have been able to do with their economies, how they transformed economies in just a generation, right? It is possible. Others have done it. Now, the question as to why we have not done it is one that raises a number of issues. First, citizens have also not done their part fully, because it is not enough to vote for a government and go to sleep and defend everything bad they do. When you vote for a person to lead you, you equally have an obligation to police that person. Keep an eye.
Just as much as you have to keep be vigilant during the electoral process.
Exactly. The fact that you have admitted or you have employed a watchman to be watching over your property
doesn't mean you should have performance appraisal.
Exactly. So you go to sleep and say, as for the watchman, he is in charge. So whatever he does, no. Your duty is to make sure that you are keeping your eyes on the person who you have employed.
Nice.
So where the person gets it wrong, your job is to insist that, look, you have done it wrong. And if you have to fire the person, fire the person. If the person is performing well, you know what to do. If you want to keep the person, keep the person. But where you go to sleep after having appointed the person and assume that, it's Uhuru, things will happen as a matter of course, that is what leads you to your disappointment. And then the governments too.
Yes.
I mean, what is this business of you are elected and the only good thing that happens in the life of everybody is you becoming a big man, and that is all there is to it?
People's lives transform overnight.
Yeah, because these are people who were with us. You understand? They were with us, and all of a sudden they were in class with you. They were in the markets with you.
We're all living with our parents.
Exactly. We're all living in the same area. And then all of a sudden, you are in power and your circumstances have changed.
My God.
Similarly, we have seen people in and out of government. You go into government, look all good, drive all the best possible cars there are, and then when you leave power,
they go back to factory sector.
Then you are driving the bojo and all of that. Look, people see all of these things. So it is also a responsibility on the leader to ensure that, look, let us go with the Ubuntu spirit. All of us becoming better are better off, as opposed to some of us being better to the detriment of the others. I think that is a message that the emerging politicians will need
on point
to actually guide them.
You're right on point. There are a lot of messages. I'll be reading them, but you can also send your voice notes. I would love to hear your voice. Sometimes the voice carries some extra oomph. So 0549986996. Send your voice notes and I'm happy to play them. 0549986996. 0549986996. Are you decided? I mean, have you made up your mind who you are voting for? If not, let me know. But later this evening there will be a rally. It will have an impact on traffic flow. The police has brought up some diversions and guidelines to support to ensure public safety and prevent clashes between supporters. If you are going to be there, listen to ACP Grace Ansakrofi. She's the Director of Public Affairs of the Ghana Police Service. There is a route for you to use, but for the rest of us who may be going home or to work around that time, it will definitely impact us. So how do you plan your movement? I'm interested in knowing what you've planned to do. So many messages, but let me bring you what ACP Grace Ansakrofi is directing for us to do, and then we'll come back to your messages.
NPP supporters who will be coming from Adenta direction towards Legon, they would take left at the Reese Junction, move towards Aviation, and appear on the UPSA road or Oponglo area. That will let them access the University of Ghana Sports Park without having to go through Medina and the Zongo Junction areas. Also, NPP supporters who will be coming from the Dome direction towards Legon will go right at the Hacho Junction towards Gempa and then access the University of Ghana campus from. In the case of the NDC, there are supporters coming from Tetekwashi. To avoid them going through Legon, will take right at Shiashi towards the UPSA and then take left to hit the main Medina Accra Road. Also, NDC supporters who will be coming from Dome will take left at the KFC junction on the Hacho Road towards the Wisconsin direction. This will make it very easy for them to get to Zongo Junction without having to go through Legon. And in all these situations, our officers will be on the ground to offer direction and to assist the various groups get to their location with ease.
Right, so that is the Director of Public Affairs of the Ghana Police Service, ACP Grace Ansa Akofi. But usually when I watch these rallies, the rallies we've seen, this is going to be the ultimate. So it's going to be really huge. And looking at vehicular traffic and all, I don't know if this will suffice, Sky. Should more buses be deployed? Should we encourage more supporters to move in buses instead of, single occupancy vehicles? Of course, might end late and people would love to drive themselves back home. So probably could we ask supporters, maybe you guys park this way, in addition to some of the diversions we've had, park this way, but we'll use buses to convey you in and out so that traffic flow will be a bit better. Because, besides this, all the supporters who will be interested in going, there are also others who are just trying to go home or want to do their own business, and whether we like it or not, it's going to have an impact on, their movement and congestion, their time and all of that. Did we really have to get so close to each other, really? I thought Black Star Square is there. You could have could have gone there, or they are doing strongholds and things. Is that something I'm missing?
Traditionally, we don't use the Black Star Square
for campaigns,
for national events like that.
Okay.
What do you call it? Political party events like that.
There's somewhere else.
But again, in 2000 and
trade fair is no longer
at some point we used the stadium.
Okay.
But look, I honestly don't see
any issue.
No, I don't, because I raised this concern.
It is too
of
close
course,
for comfort.
the change in time hopefully would help address some of the concerns that we have. But in my respectful view, I think superior wisdom ought to have guided us to, put one party on like someone in the east, someone in the west, or whatever it is, so that there is a decent distance between the two political events. Because you see, what you have is, especially because the impression is being created or a decision has been taken to ensure that one closes and then another starts. Look, if one person one party wants to undermine the other, it will just continue. And then what it also means is that journalists who are deployed, the question is, who do you cover? Who do you don't cover? I think these things were better managed in the past. There have been cases in the constituencies where people going on a route march, walk, clashing, and yes, sometimes all it took was someone saying something indecent, or not even unprintable things about the other, and the other gets offended, and then we have problems on our hands. I do trust that the police are putting in place, or at least they have told us, they are putting in place, or they have put in place enough measures to address some of these concerns. We hope that the people who are attending these two events do realize that their life matters for the Republic of Ghana.
Beyond the elections.
Because look, the politician, the best you come to do is to come to your bedside in the 37 hospital. Take a photo of you and use that to get additional following or get some sympathy here and there. Your life, if you are maimed, you are look, we've seen people who have lost their eyes in the course of defending one political interest or the other, and nothing good came out of that for them. Your father, your mother must have taken you to school so that you become something for him tomorrow. He expended so much money on you so that you become a useful tool for society and he himself, so that in his retirement he can call you and say, Okojo, so do nandeda.
it is only when you are in a responsible position that you'll be able to support your father or your mother regularly. Don't throw your life away merely because some political party activist or leader is agitating you should do this or that. Has the person put the son or the daughter to that? That's the question you should ask yourself. Has the person put the daughter or the son to that, or a member of his family to that? Right? So there are many of these politicians who you see say all kinds of very, outlandish things. Their family people are not here. In many cases, their immediate family is living somewhere outside the country. But you have become a willing tool who has become so malleable that you can be expanded and closed at the will of the politician. I am urging you, please, when you step out today, yes, go and support a political cause, but don't do so at the expense of the peace of this country or at the expense of your own life. It is not worth it.
In the heat of the moment, the euphoria, you can find very decent looking people do all kinds of things. That's why I feel that to avoid all the temptation and, adrenaline induced misbehavior, people, but some also think that our democracy has grown enough, people are mature enough to conduct themselves well, so we can have two rival parties have a mega rally so close to each other and it shouldn't be an issue.
It shouldn't. I don't see.
You don't see the issue, right?
That's why we have law enforcement agencies. The fact that human beings can sometimes go out of line. It is why you trust the security agencies, why they are there to enforce law and order. The Constitution allows for mass gathering, and you must do everything within the confines of the law. Political gatherings are allowed. It's why people are allowed to go on demonstrations. It's why when people say, I want to go on a demonstration, nobody should say, hey, don't go.
But typically when they are having demonstrations, police would map out their routes and say, don't use this end, don't use this end, and all of that.
Because human conduct can sometimes go out of hand. That's why the police is there to ensure that you can do all you want to do, but do not become a problem to yourself and to the next person. So I have no issues when political parties want to hold gatherings. I don't even understand why, for example, sometimes, or what we've seen in the last few years, government feeling very agitated when people say they want to go on a protest or demonstrate. Allow them. What would they do? If they want to go, they've mapped out a route. The police will be there to keep them in check. And everything will go on okay. Because they are granted that right under the Constitution to also express how they feel in several ways. So political parties can have their rallies wherever, whether close or far. That is why, again, the police is there to ensure that everybody behaves themselves. That is why you have cordons, Nathan, you give them guidelines and all of that.
While I agree with your expressions or your discussion of the matter, you see, there is no way you can generally put fire on your chest without it burning you. Of course, you can always erect a barrier between the fire and your chest.
Yes.
And hope that it is formidable enough to, to rebuff the fire. But the fact is, you see, you don't do things knowing full well the fact that there are people who are, excuse me to say, dumb enough to just get involved in a fight for shaky reasons.
That's why I'm saying that.
And those fights degenerate.
Yes.
That is why, as much as possible, I'm not saying that there will be trouble with
That's why I'm saying that.
But I'm
for
saying
example,
that
don't allow the parties to be there by themselves. Security agencies must be there. The police must be there to keep an eye on things, just to make sure that nothing breaks down into chaos.
For example, do we know the number of supporters who will be showing up? Do they know? You don't need to register.
So
it's not a gated thing.
I get it.
You get.
So that is why
you can't estimate these things.
Good. That is why political parties will also have to do their part in ensuring that whoever is coming for that rally will conduct themselves. And they do so with the security agents. Can you get what I'm saying? So political parties, for example, if they are meeting in a room, they will need police to be there. But clearly, if they are meeting at the Legon Stadium or Zurak Park in Mandina, which is a large place, that's why the security agencies exist. They will work with the political parties to ensure that everybody holds their rally and no major incidents will happen. For me, I say,
you think it's cool.
I think that everything will come off okay. But again, that's why you have a safety net. The security, the police will be there. keeping an eye on everything. They will work with the parties' internal security arrangements to ensure that nothing untoward happens. I don't think we all want to go through this process, and when it ends, the whole of Africa or the rest will point fingers at Ghana and look at them. They can't even organize an election. I don't think so. I think we all want to go through this process, come out at the end stronger and better than we began.
That's fair. No, so after tonight, no campaigning. And that's the thing. Sky will tell us the antecedents behind these ones, but then there are a lot of messages. And then while we do that, so we'll take the messages, Sky. So Nathan will take us through the messages, and I'll come to you for that. What is the position of the law governing campaigning? Why are we not campaigning after today and all of that? Some of your voice
I just want
notes
to ask, are people allowed to
in.
wear party colors on election day?
No,
I don't think so.
So they cannot.
No,
Yeah.
So
And they should
campaigning
not.
sees it at midnight, and that's what it is.
So
Look,
after today, you can't even write on Facebook that ABA.
well, that is a stretch.
Okay.
You know, that's
Social media,
ideally you
still-
should not. No, I'm not saying that you should. You see, ideally you shouldn't, but. You know, people do
I
all
guess,
kinds of
you know,
things
when
on
the
social
law was
media.
written back then.
But
Social media was not there.
Let's put it this way.
Yes.
You cannot see rallies beyond midnight. You cannot see a candidate moving
Openly.
people, this so-called walk we are doing. And where, no. All of that should end. The various radio stations also.
No campaign.
No,
message.
this, all of these things. Yeah, that's right. Of course, that doesn't stop the president of the republic from addressing the nation as the father of the nation, but not making partisan statements.
Can other candidates do so?
No.
Address the country.
Oh, of course, you can always address the country, which you would expect John Mahama to do before close of midnight, and then what do you call it?
Dr. Baumia
to do, and then perhaps later they will do some interviews about how the process is going and all of that. But campaigning actively for votes hardcore campaigning,
it ceases tonight.
Yes, tonight at midnight. Going into Friday, there will not be that. So please, let's all respect the rules of the game.
Very important. 0549-986-996. Send me a voice note. I'll be happy to share with the rest of the world. Nathan has some of your comments. We'll bring them to you shortly.
Patrice,
right away.
Yes, Patrice is here. He says, I'm in the northern region. So as I'm in the northern region, I should use my money, time, energy, risk on these bad rules to go to Accra and vote. For what reason? I want to know what benefits me after voting 4 times. Nothing better. Amos in Ashaiman says, I have a straightforward approach.
Okay.
The economy is my key consideration.
I see.
Dean Tema says, yes, my mind is made up. I'm voting for John Dramani Mahama. I know he's the president-elect for Ghana to put things in their right places. Okay. This one says, Caleb, my mind is made up. I'm voting for both solutions.
Okay.
Amate Ato.
Okay.
This one says, I'm voting for JM because of how wicked this government has been.
Okay.
The haircut on investments, pensioners, GM Bank collapse. Many people lost their jobs, dollar rate. The government had a lot of finance at hand, but did little work with the money. And it says, MPP not again.
Okay.
Richard says, I think there should be more clarity on the scrapping of the import duty by the NDC. The scrapping is on import of vehicles for industrial use. That should be stated clear to avoid any disappointments. Okay, that's his take. I like the fact that you've stated is your take. This one says, Charlie, majority of Ghanaians already know who they will vote for in the 2028 elections. Yes, I said 2028. My vote won't matter. And it's not like we are spoiled for better choices. We won't vote. This one says, Sky, how about the religious people whose faith advises them not to vote? Okay, there are those two.
So, well, I mean, there are those two, and if it is in keeping with your faith that you say you wouldn't vote, you are entitled. I mean, it's a right to vote, and you can also decide not to vote. You can waive the right. That's okay. But the question you ask yourself is, you see, say on conformoni, bo come say. She comes say, or mine begua, or no suti mubi. So if you say that I will ask for you, your religion, whatever, which I respect, and that you don't want to vote, of course somebody, as I said, will choose for you. So the decision not to not to vote is also a decision to vote indirectly.
Okay. So all of this is respected.
Lots of people seem to disagree with you, Richard, on that stance. This one says,
well, they don't want to vote, eh?
No, some people say that, Richard is saying that even though it's your right and you can waive that right, he thinks people should still be engaged with the process.
Yes.
And so staying away is not a wise choice, or it's not a good choice. It's not a good choice. But somebody is saying that Sky should know that the decision not to vote is part of the process. and that must be respected highly.
I don't.
It says voting or not voting is a decisive one.
That's okay. But agama kuda vujia yo voyo agama.
I see. Show me a good candidate or a politician to vote for, and I'll look for my voter's ID card.
Oh, you've not seen one?
Okay. Jojo in Lashibi says, I disagree with Richard. Abstaining from voting is in itself a form of expression, and it should count.
I don't disagree.
Okay.
I'm just saying that when you do that, of course, somebody will vote for you. You know, the fact that you have not voted does not mean that Kwame will not go and vote. And Kwame may be expressing an outlandish, political will, and you will be impacted by it. So when they go and vote and say, oh, we are increasing e-levy by 200%, you are part of the republic and you will pay.
In the meantime, if you want to vote with your money, vote on deep solar for your electricity concerns. We are moving you from electricity to solar.
Powerful.
That one, no interruption, no doom so. You understand? You can enjoy that uninterrupted. The gate will open for you. You only need 58,000 Ghana cedis and you go fully solar. Enjoy independence from the grid. No more lights off or power fluctuations. The number to call is 059-549-4113. Visit deepsolarghana.com and learn more. Your energy independence begins when you call Deep Solar. More messages coming your way shortly, but if you're ready to boost your viewing experience, then Showmax is your best bet with the latest blockbuster movies, popular international and local series, kids shows, and Premier League. Showmax has it all, and with many payment options, signing up is as easy as ABC. Just visit www.showmax.com, follow the prompts, and pay with MTN, Momo, Visa, or MasterCard, and you're good to go. Go ahead and add a little more to your viewing experience. Showmax streaming for Ghana. Do you want your child to explore STEM this holiday season? Enroll them in Nyansapor Institute's online STEM program from December 17 to January 24. Designed for students ages 12 and above. It's an interactive program. It will transform screen time into exciting skill-building fun. I love this one. You can dive into coding, 3D design, hands-on projects, all of that at the comfort of your home. Give your child this gift of STEM holiday. Call 053-711-7334. Visit nyansaporinstitute.com to register today and unlock their potential. Nathan, there are still more messages.
Yes. These ones disagree with Sky. Yalbi says, I don't like the current and the main alternative I don't trust. All the other parties have not proven to me they are credible enough. Would you prefer I spoil the vote?
No, so you choose the lesser of the two evils you find on the ballot.
Okay.
I mean, this is the choice you have.
Yeah.
It is not like I'm on the ballot or Nathan is on the ballot or Caleb, you're on the ballot.
The people on the ballot.
In which case you can choose and say, maybe these ones they have not. But there are people on the ballot.
So make it.
So you are confined to that. So at least express your political will in whatever way you fit is proper.
Jonathan from Gawe says, I've already decided I'll vote for the NDC. I wish the NPP would go to opposition, plan for 2028 election and beyond. For now, they look bad. They have performed badly. Our country now looks very bad under the NPP. Caleb, I'll vote for Cheddar. This is not because I believe he'll win, but to motivate the youth to be more active in aspiring to lead the country come 2028. Interesting point.
But I saw that Cheddar is 51 though.
51 what?
Years old.
Really? Now I'm
surprised because this was coming from his campaign publication team. It's something that came from one of his lead communicators.
Really?
So I was surprised to know.
But I don't think. No, these are verifiable claims. I think the records presented to the Electoral Commission would point that out. But we can always
they need to check that because otherwise, then we have. Well, guys, I think
the available record says 44 years age.
He's 44.
Yes,
so it's not good. So
born on the 13th of February, if the records are to be believed, 1980.
1980.
Okay.
Technically, is youth in Ghana, right? In our standards, 44 is youth.
Well, the universal definition of youth is outside that bracket.
But in Ghana, you will be youth.
Where you have 54-year-old, national youth organizer. You can be over 60 years old, but still be organizing the youth. I don't think there's anything, orthogonal. There's anything wrong with our data. Is there anything?
But you are youthful at heart.
Yeah, so your job is not to be a youth.
Your job is to
not to be youth.
So
to organize them.
All right. I think that our presidency must be giving a probational year of 2 years, so that after the 2 years, citizens vote to retain him or vote him out. In this case, we'll all come out and vote for the people we want, and then they'll sit up for the fear of being voted out. This one says, mine is simple. I'm upset, or I'm so upset. I feel the current government has insulted us, the citizens. Can you believe that the bad roads we've driven on for 8 years, all of a sudden this week, have the attention of the government? And as I type, they are pouring laterite and filling them. Come and see the dust and traffic this is causing. No respect to us, as they've taken one part of the road with these heaps of sand. This is being done elsewhere too. What a great insult to us as citizens. Change is my vote. Nanaya Winkwabenya. This one says, Bernard and team, as for me, I'm done with voting. Why should it be my constitutional right to vote, but not my constitutional right to seek accountability? Don't forget, time is money. As such, I'll channel that voting time to something valuable.
Okay.
Lost Street.
See, I think you made a very fine submission that you have the right to vote and the right not to. But you also have a right to demand and insist on accountability. You see, so that was what I said earlier, that merely expressing your political will through the ballot box is not enough. That is why you need to police the person you have put there. That is where accountability comes in. So you have every right to walk into the office of your member of parliament and tell your member of parliament that, look, the bills you are passing in parliament are not in keeping with what our express wishes are.
Sky, it looks like our leaders have done so poorly that you have a very difficult job doing this morning.
No, you see, I'm equally frustrated with the system.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I'm equally frustrated.
Absolutely.
We drive on the roads.
Absolutely.
We face the power challenges, the taps not working, the issues of corruption, all of these things. Hospitals. I mean, if you send relations to the hospitals, the times that you have to sometimes spend following up things that should be routine, right? These things are
becoming extraordinary.
Exactly. But you see, we are better than some other countries. Look, you go to some other countries, you see the mess there. You tell yourself that, oh, look, God bless me for being a Ghanaian. Like, my situation is better. It's just like going to a prayer camp and then you are praying and you hear somebody else's prayer. Then you wrap your prayer in. And say, oh God, please let me leave.
Attend to this young man first.
He has a more present problem.
I'm telling you.
So what I'm saying is that yes, there are those challenges.
Sky.
We can only make it work.
Sky.
We can only insist on greater accountability. If they are covering the thing, it is our duty as citizens to unveil the things, so that we can expose that which is under it. If we are not engaged, we are not part of the system, we can't fix it. If you sit on the fence, the people who should not be governing will be governing. Look, even if you don't want to be a politician, be vocal about something.
Yeah, it's very
Speak
important.
out against something. If you want to organize in your community. Raise your voices, go against things that are happening in a lawful manner. But if you say, as for you are tired of voting, you won't vote again. It's your right to do so.
Sides.
But someone will definitely choose for you.
You know the point about asking God to attend to someone else's prayer. I took a relation to the hospital and while they were doing a thing, I was praying small. I got out, the guy was shouting and screaming and praying. I said, God, you know what? Wait on my own. This guy is on his emergency. Go to this guy. I was scared. I said, hey, what's up? I knew there are more messages. I'm sure there are voice notes also, so we'll bring them. But we'll take a quick break also, Nathan. So when we're back, we have announcements, we have messages, and we have Fifi Quitter's interview from yesterday, as well as Kwabena Japon's interview as well. But before we take the break, Nathan, please share some of these announcements with us, please.
Yeah, Providence Insurance's reliable WhatsApp assistant called Obaya is here. Now with Obaya, you can buy, renew, or file your claims for your vehicle anytime, anywhere. Save Obaya's number 0242426396. Send her a hi, follow the prompts, and she'll assist you with everything. Grab your phone, chat with Obaya, and with Providence Insurance, man,
you are covered.
For our mothers out there, the all-new Cerelac is on the market. It's a new variant that has the combined goodness of wheat and maize greens, fortified with iron, vitamins, and minerals. All you need is milk, so get that mix for your child, and they'll be very happy. Cerelac, care for them, count on us, and this ad is FDA approved.
But why do older people still eat cereal?
It's nice.
It's nice.
Yes.
But it's
nice.
It's for the kids.
It doesn't matter. When we are
eating,
nobody comes to check. Hey, you are not a child. Don't drink cereal. No, we take it too.
Okay.
It's nice. That's what I'll be taking during election campaign.
But I thought the ingredients are specially formulated to
doesn't matter. When we are
advance growth.
When we are policing the ballots this weekend, I'll have some with me. Yeah.
I really don't understand this one, but yeah, it
anyway,
appears a lot of parents love it.
Yes, it's nice. Cerelac is nice.
Okay, I have to try it and see.
You need to try. You are missing out.
When the babies are taken, I feel it's for babies.
You try it once.
There's not enough for all the children in the world.
They said the new one is only 2 CDs.
Don't take what is for the babies.
That's why they are selling
what is to the baby to the baby.
So go to the shop. Just buy 2.
I should try it.
Just buy 2, 4 CDs.
I'll bring you a report tomorrow.
Milk. You will love it.
No problem.
Lancaster University is here. They're saying if you want to be trained by the finest faculty or want to be taught by the finest faculty, you want a vibrant student experience, you want a British degree at a fraction of the cost, they are your number one choice. Send them an email, admissions@lancaster.edu.gh. Call them on 0209 60 70 08 and find out more. Visit their website as well, lancaster.edu.gh. Lancaster University Ghana, the only British uni campus in West Africa.
Fantastic. So we'll take a very quick break here. When we are back, your messages, your voice notes, and a lot more.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
National Health Insurance.
Today, I will tell you why you need to have health insurance cover by the National Health Insurance Scheme. With over 500 medicines on the NHIS medicines list to take care of you and an extensive NHIS benefit package, the NHIS offers you financial risk protection against over 95% of disease conditions in Ghana. These include the 4 most common childhood cancers: breast cancer treatment, oral and eye care, free maternal health care from antenatal, normal delivery, forceps or cesarean section, and what's more, postnatal care is also covered under the NHIS. Remember, members aged 70 years and above also enjoy free elderly health care and pay no premiums or observe a waiting period. Let no one tell you otherwise. The NHIS guarantees your seamless access to health care. For further details, download the My NHIS app from Play Store or the App Store, or simply walk into any of the NHIS district offices nationwide. Terms and conditions apply. Call us on 054 444 6447 or 0302 746 447 for further inquiries. NHIS, your access to healthcare. This message is brought to you by the United States Agency for International Development, USAID.
It's time to maximize and grow your business exponentially. Just ask me how. Woodie, Bisame. Are you a shop owner, seamstress, trader, mechanic, or artisan? Are you a hotel or hospital owner? Or do you have a phone, a TV, car, house, or any property to sell? Bisame app is here to help connect you to customers. All you need to do is register your business, reach more customers, and watch your sales soar high. With Bisame app, your security is assured. Our trade assurance ensures that your online purchases are secure. Just locate the item you want to buy from any social media platform. Inform Bisame. They will call the seller to bring the item to their office for inspection before you make payment, and they will ship the item to you wherever you are. With our in-app video calls, Bisame app gives you more safety. Download Bisame app on the Google Play Store or the App Store today and unlock endless possibilities. Grow your business, connect with customers, and enjoy success with ease.
Ojam, did you know the NDC once promised a one-time premium for NHIS?
Yeah, but when they won the elections, they could not implement it and almost collapsed the NHIS. Today, this same man is promising Mahama care and free primary health care.
They think we are kids in this country. We don't have short memories, like Mahama said. Remember the capitation pilot in Ashanti? You were stuck with one health facility, no matter what.
That was so limiting. But look at us now under the MPP. there's real change.
The MPP expanded NHIS coverage to include serious conditions like childhood cancer, sickle cell disease, and kidney dialysis for children under 18 years and old people from 60 years and above. Today, with just a short code, you can renew your insurance.
Truly, the MPP has restored our hope in the health system. See the Agenda 111 and other new hospitals are springing up everywhere.
So, this election, let's vote for continuity. Let's vote to protect our healthcare. We will not fall for fake promises again.
Come on, come on. Good boy. Honey, look, he's crawling. Wow. Good job. The new Cerelac Wheat and Maize has the combined goodness of wheat and maize grains fortified with iron, vitamins, and minerals also found in fruits and vegetables. To prepare the new Cerelac Wheat and Maize, just add milk. Enjoy your little one's big moments at less cost. Cerelac, care for them, count on us. This advert is FDA approved.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, and this Christmas, Volta Serene Hotel invites you to an unforgettable celebration. Arrive to the refreshing taste of coconut and dance the night away with our DJ on Christmas Eve. On Christmas Day, enjoy tasty grills, exciting games, and our famous all-white party with Kwanpa Live Band. Adventure awaits with a tour to Mount Jemmy on 26th, followed by an all-you-can-eat local buffet and a cooking competition on 27th. Don't miss out on aerobics, hiking, and a fun-filled pool party on 28th. And on New Year's Eve, get ready for a breathtaking fireworks show and start 2025 with a bang, dancing to the Kwanpa Live Band. Packages are as follows. Individuals, 3,000 Ghana cedis for 2 nights and 3,750 Ghana cedis for 3 nights. Couples, 4,300 Ghana cedis for 2 nights and 5,400 Ghana cedis for 3 nights. Families, 6,850 Ghana cedis for 2 nights and 9,000 Ghana cedis for 3 nights. Call or WhatsApp 0541 539 867 to book now. Volta Serene Hotel, your perfect Christmas getaway.
Dr. Baumia Ono Anayato Aba Eyino as President of the Republic of Ghana. Order number 1.
Asroa. So we are now the team
NPP. Insha Allah.
Buddha. Zamu vote the one that case Sama number 1. Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. She case Sama number 1. She Zamu Zabi inshallah.
Number 1.
For development, for progress, for the future, and for your kids. Vote number 1 for Dr. Muhammad Baumia.
Sir, you are protected free SHS dia. Hey, Dr. Muhammad Baumia.
What the number 1 touch. At the number 1 you know. So number 1.
PSHS in T. So number 1.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
Nope. Yep.
Obia bampa mi votu manu. Me pejuma komo obi papa na onu tisu na odi osori anopa wa ye ti gbe wanu na me
menyes.
Yep.
Nope. Obia bampa mi votu manu. Me pejuma komo obi papa na onu tisu na odi osori anopa wa ye ti gbe wanu na me
menyes.
Nope. Yep. Nope.
Craig Lucas.
Yep.
2016 when you do.
Nope.
What does all the den go for car?
Yep.
But still you go vote.
Nope.
Ubenya ye funga woba.
Yep.
Yeah, na woni na na beba bra.
Yep.
Inkono clear ton.
I'm speaking from Spaintes. Baskets. In fact, the politician has disappointed us. I am going to vote for John Dramani Mahama because my father saved his retirement benefits with GN Bank. It was the bad economic management of Dr. Baumia that made him close that bank, and we were not able to get my father's retirement benefit before he died, even up to now. So,
there's some more popular club.
Yeah. I like that. Agama Koda Fujia. For you, Agama. Very good. I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud of you. You're more fair. Chaledo for Bala. Yakima. Asugba. Yesodona. You are doing a good job. And Majiva Caleb Naga for interview, man. For young man, Glover, I would see no bang. Interview, man. Good job. Mia Dako in a lunch of a farmer. Mia Dako, Mia de Nunamia, action government. I man discipline people, but Mia livelihood. Iblomi, Nama, I'm behind the Siava. No more new Mia did that, and Molomio to come with you. Mia have to we have to change our minds and keep changing them. When you come, you don't do the work, we kick you out. You can't buy fuel. You're suffering. School fees on the rise. You can pay. We are all borrowing. We are all borrowing from quick credit, borrowing from how do you call it? MTN, Momo. We are borrowing everywhere. Things are hard. I thank you. We want peaceful leadership. Kudos, the voter caucus in Citi.
One name for your phone. No. Haggis on even a budget check. Yeah.
Good morning once again. I beg to differ. Was the motorway runabout commissioned? Because I'm just coming from Tema and they are still working. The place that is supposed to be commissioned is closed and they are still working. I beg, can I get some source of clarity on that? Thank you.
No. Yeah. No. Side check. Yeah.
Good morning, City CBS team. My name is Yakub Bin Chambers. I think sometimes Ghanaians allow propaganda to be cloud their sense of judgment, because the current administration, led by His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa is commissioning real projects at the last hour. Ghanaians can see the projects, freely. Projects he promised he was going to do. Has he not done them? The Agenda 111. I watched a documentary yesterday. I never imagined that the government has done such or had achieved such. So we can still see them.
Obedi be dance talking. No. And I must say Shatawale. Yeah. On this Amini will beef. No. You won't make a marry. Yeah. Intima menja me get. No. Men don the more. Yeah. Intigana Hana was size. No. And I must say
those were some of your voices.
Cook in the ice. No.
It's snack time and it just got a whole lot better with Munchie Milk Shortcake. With its unique blend of milky richness and carefully selected ingredients. Yeah. Munchie Milk Shortcake is crafted to delight your taste buds. If you're looking for pure satisfaction and authentic taste of original milky richness, grab a pack of CBL Munchie Milk Shortcake, Ghana's favorite biscuit brand, and indulge in the milky goodness today. If you're looking for litigation-free land, contact Royal Kingdom Estate, specialized in land acquisition, construction, design, property management, and more. With properties in prime areas like Accra, Ebri, with land starting from 90,000 Ghana cedis. Flexible payment plans are available. We have affordable homes ranging from 2-bedroom and premium furnished apartments for short rentals in East Airport. So visit us at Cantonment opposite Soul Clinic International School. Number to call 055-755-5909, 027-2778-880. Send us an email, info@Royal Kingdom Estate. Royal Kingdom Estate, building communities, nurturing dreams.
Now it's the season to spread love and joy to the ones who matter most. Omni Basic Bank's fast, reliable, and stress-free remittance service makes receiving money from family, friends, or business partners abroad easier than ever. So whether it's MoneyGram, Ria, Western Union, Transfers, World Remit, or Unitylink, you can access your funds instantly at any of our branches nationwide. Visit any of our branches and experience the ease of receiving your funds from abroad. Omni Basic Bank at your service. Ghana's first drive-through pharmacy is pleased to announce that it will run its regular 24-hour service throughout the weekend and on the Farmers' Day holiday. Our drive-through service when you are served from the comfort of your car. No need to get down. Our Kolebu branch will run the usual 24-hour service. Remember, we are open right through the night and we deliver all night from all night. Our Laboni branch will also be open from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. If you want to find out more, call Alpha Delta Pharmacy on 0551 400 999. Happy Farmers Day and we wish everybody a peaceful election weekend.
Fantastic. So last night, Bernard Avles sat with Fifi Kwete and Kwabna Ejapong, reflecting on their campaign activities so far, looking at the historical analysis of their performances and what their projections are going into Saturday's big one. So we're bringing you excerpts of that conversation. First, we'll start with Fifi Kwete, General Secretary of the Opposition National Democratic Congress NDC, and then Kwabena Japon, who's a senior advisor to the NPP's flag bearer, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. So here we have Fifi Kwete. Enjoy.
3 days to election, you look fresh and relaxed. That's concerning. Are you not campaigning? You should be tired and sweating. Are you looking cool?
I know, right? A lot of work has gone on. Let me just say that maybe the energy is the energy of positivity and what it is we feel coming from the people of Ghana gives us room to believe that Ghana is poised for change.
Every election, politicians say they are winning. So if I ask you, say you are winning. How different is 2024 from the previous elections you've been part of?
All right, let's say it this way, that naturally you go into every contest with the belief that you do your best and your best would yield the expected outcome, which is victory. But of course, there are some contests that are particularly more difficult. So, for example, moving into 2020, we knew there was a possibility of winning, but that was a much tougher contest because, in Ghana, when you have just a 4-year in government, the country tends to be a little more patient. They believe you've barely been given an opportunity. So let us see exactly what you could do with a second opportunity so that there will be room to say whether you have done or not done. So naturally, first terms are much more difficult. So really, that was a long shot in 2020. But by 2024, it's a different ballgame. The country has had opportunity to view the NPP in 8 years. They've had opportunity to see the massive resources that have been available to the government in the period of 8 years and had a way to compare what the situation was economically with what it is today, what the reality today is regarding so many vital things like unemployment, the suffering of the people, the development that has been achieved and all that. So we believe relatively compared to 2020, this election is one that our chances are better. The mood of the country also speaks to change, but of course you don't take anything for granted. You go in with the expectation that things will be well, but you basically have to keep your eye open until you cross that line. But we are very, very positive.
Some elections in the past have been clear as to what the question is, but it looks like this election is very confusing. So there's an economy issue.
Okay.
There's the whole, some people say it's a referendum on Akufo-Addo. Okay. There's the free SHS discussion, preserve it or not. Okay. Then there's the candidates and whether they can be trusted. Okay. So I'm not really sure what's the central thrust. And when I look at your campaign messages as well, some of them focus on John Mahama, some focus on Bawumia, some talk about the economy, lack of jobs. So it seems like there's a whole mixed bag and there isn't one central theme driving the election. Is that the same impression you get?
I think fundamentally and essentially it's always down to economy. Because economy is what it is that affects people most directly. Especially we're talking about a young population. And Africa generally the population is young, and as far as their young population is concerned, issues of unemployment, which is an economic situation. People tend to make it look as a social, but it's an economic situation. When an economy is expanding, when opportunities abound, employment becomes better. So that issue about the lack of employment and also the hope that is affecting young people is one that is directly anchored on the economy. So the economy remains essential. Economy also because then it's been 8 years of real economic difficulty. And this is not just affecting what you call the lower income bracket, it's actually affecting the middle class as well. I mean, the kind of erosion that's happening in the real incomes of the people, whether you are working or not working, it's been massive. And this has been so palpable that for the first time in our history, even pensioners are the receiving end of the difficulty. And some of these are coming even from the previous 4 years. I mean, the banking crisis, I mean, the shutdown of banks, I mean, the loss of job, the microfinances and closure and how people lost job and so on. So these are accumulating effect. And of course, the worst part of it has been the debt, the strangulating debt and the effect it's had on the currency, on inflation, on general.
So you think the economy is the driving thing for voters?
Economy is number one. It's always number one. Of course, tied to that economy is the issue of character. Because there again also, as far as this particular election is concerned, is a situation where you're having a candidate on the NPP who is trying very hard to distance himself from the difficulties and at the same time trying to take advantage of the limited success. So you see a real conundrum here. He's not got the courage to own up to the problem and say, listen, this has been me. I've been part of this driving and the processes I own it. I'm responsible. No, I'm not responsible for the minuses, but the positive ones, you know what, it's my contribution, it's my policy.
But is that not how all of you do?
No.
Politicians, is that not all of you? Is that, how different is that?
We've seen Prof. Mills as vice president. We've seen John Mama as vice president. They never run away from the collective situation. But here is a candidate who actually thinks he's smart, who is trying to play the country and pretending he's not part of the difficulty, but he wants to take advantage of what you call the pluses. And that speaks to character. It tells you that this is an individual who is simply desperate, who will do anything for power, who will lie if he has to, he has to convenient lies and so on. So I say the issue of character becomes important. I think the free SHS is a very convenient thing that the MPP has just, I think their research shows to them that they have no chance except they somehow put everything on free SHS. So they try to smuggle free SHS into the conversation and also dependent and anchor their whole free SHS conversation on lies. Lie being that NDC is going to counsel it. Meanwhile, every step of the way, we have had opportunity to tell this country, even from 2020, that what we intend to do is to have a comprehensive review in order to be able to address challenges while maintaining the good part of free SHS. So you can see, if your whole campaign is anchored on the deception of the people, that NDC is coming to cancel free SHS, this free SHS they are putting into this conversation is not really the center of the matter. The real thing is an economic thing.
Globally, there have been about 7 elections, and there's a general anti-incumbency sentiment. So apart from India, almost all the elections that have been held in the past 18 months have been won by oppositions. There's Mexico, there's US, there's a lot of them. Now, that seems to be a wave that may favor you. But there's also a view that it's also a tiredness against politics as usual, which is why people like Alan and Cheddar seem to be on the register more strongly than previous smaller parties. Does your party suffer from that fatigue where people are tired not just of the government but basically of politicians, and therefore if somebody comes across as a new face, a new force, non-political, so even some people like Trump in 2016, he is not necessarily seen as part of establishment. In your campaigns, do you suffer from that, this anti-establishment, anti-politician feeling that is sweeping the world?
I mean, let's say it this way, that generally cynicism in politics is nothing new. I mean, maybe Ben, you don't recall, but I remember even as early as 1996, I started hearing of cynicism. Where, for example, the 4 years of Rawlings as a constitutional ruler, there were complaints about, you know, well, we expected this, that has not been done, the other has not been done. Politicians, can we really trust you? That kind of cynicism has been there. It's become much more pronounced lately because the truth, a lot of people who were not necessarily very partisan put a lot of hope in Nana Akufo-Addo. Because Nana Akufo-Addo really hyped it, made it look like, you know what, massive transformation was going to happen in this country in 18 years. transform this country into a developing country. Made it look like it's an easy job. Bawumia made it look like the economy is just easy peasy. We can solve the issue of what you call city depreciation quickly. All the roads can be done. We don't need to borrow and stuff like that. So people had massive expectation. Now with all this crash expectation, automatically people start to feel like, oh wow, if these guys that we trusted so much can be this disappointing, that means all politicians are not to be trusted. But listen, the real fundamental issue of trustworthiness, I'm not saying NDC we are angels, but compared to the kind of massive disappointment, the broken promises that we've seen over the last 8 years, we don't fall in that. So it's true that to understand the young people feel as if the older, let's say the bigger parties have not always been able to deliver. But if you're checking, especially both internal and external polls, you know, even though Cheddar and to understand Alan Chimantain may naturally have some kind of sentiment, the broad sentiment is asking for change, and change in an established political party that's got the structures through the country, that's got experience in government, that have been able to deliver something on the back of that can continue. So I think that experience of John Mahama and also the NDC having been there, and of course 8 years of having learned as well to be able to do things better and to be able to do some of the things that we didn't do and do it differently, I think will go for John Mahama.
So essentially, Fifi, I think that the first question is, Ghana's electoral map has changed, and I'll show you something which I know you already know, but I think people will need to see this. So in 2012, when we looked at the electoral map of Ghana, where green is for NDC, you were a very powerful party, Upper East, Upper West, all the way down here. The only inroads MPP had were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blue. And then, of course, their strength is down here. All right? But from 2016, something interesting began to happen, where you have the blue is getting more. From 6, it's about 12 now. And then, of course, the green is still here, but even Upper East, Upper West had a couple of blues, right? And the whole of the South, it's like the country was smashed by the MPP. The latest version of this is where we are today, 2020, where even though you sort of reclaim this green here, the blues have this, in fact, some of them become deeper. So obviously, there's something happening there which is different from what was there 10 years ago. And this is still a mixed bag. So there's a view that, and then if you look at these slides, it's narrowing, right? But they seem to have a bigger gap when they win. So it's almost like they have some residual advantage, even though it's close election. Is this how you see it? And will this trend sort of inform what you're expecting for this year?
All right. Very good analysis. What I would say though is that I'm sure if you do that historical analysis that you've done, you will notice, for instance, that between 92 to 2000, the coloring was different.
Yeah.
Between 2000 up to towards 2004, the coloring changed.
Yeah.
2008 was just marginal, so you won't see too much. But 2012, you see, that's where you saw the accentuation in terms of how the green got more in 2012.
Yeah.
Now, 2016, you understand, there was such a tsunami because it was quite a difficult election for the NDC. So you saw that happen the way it did. In 2024, clearly there was an improvement on our part, but still the incremental advantage was there. So you will still see quite a lot of that blow. In 2024, it will change. It will change a number of two things. One, a lot of people who are not necessarily very partisan are going to be breaking more for us rather than them. That is critical. A lot of that young generation that have seen 8 years of difficulty and are not necessarily aligned are going to make a move for change. That's normally happen every 8 years. But there is another dimension that I would just say that we keep close to our chest. NPP has done a lot of things, not necessarily because it's been greatly organic. They've done a lot of what we call election engineering.
Election
engineering. And they do a lot of that, especially in Ashanti region.
Okay.
And you will be seeing that Ashanti is going to be a different picture because we are making sure this time around we place serious attention to the engineering that they do, especially in Ashanti, in order to ensure that we hold that to a minimum. We cannot completely eliminate the engineering they do, but we know we'll be able to drastically deal with that So it's going to be, battle is going to be in Ashanti, and the numbers in Ashanti will significantly show that going forward, because we don't intend it to just be for this election. We want it to become a consistent feature that in Ashanti we become much more competitive. And the way to do it is not simply an organic situation, it's because MPP, I don't know whether you recall, but in the first 2 elections in our country, MPP actually got only 1 region that they won, only Ashanti. The remaining 9 regions out of 10 broke for the NDC in both 92 and 96. So MPP has historically known that if they need to do anything, they need to maximize Ashanti. And to their credit, they did the maximization. And that maximization is not just electoral, it also has been a lot of engineering.
So from 96 to 2020, 65 being the lowest for 96, 79.89.
You're talking now about what?
MPP in Ashanti.
In Ashanti, sure.
Since you mentioned Ashanti.
Exactly.
So I'm just discussing that they have an average of above 70 because 65 was their lowest in 96. Kufuor's first term, almost 80. It's been hovering around 74, 70, 75, 72. You've been hovering from a high of 32, a low of 20, 26, 28 in 2012, 26 in 2020. So what's your expectation, say, for this year, realistically?
I'm not going to mention numbers, but I'm going to tell you that we are going to, that engineering aspect, because there's a lot of engineering aspect that's happening in Ashanti.
I don't understand political engineering.
I mean, you should know.
Engineering.
Yeah, it's called ways and means. It does happen. Especially when that is the only place that you can realistically call a safe place for you. You want to do, and they do a lot of things going on. In fact, Ben, you have a little idea. In 2008 election, if you recall, in 2008 election, after the first round, when MPP got desperate and decided to go for broke in the second round, the place where the whole engineering happened was Ashanti. That's where the vote changes were happening. Where, for example, the same result that, for example, came from Bantama in that same second round, the previous day was a number. The following day, 30,000 was added to that number. Places where you were getting over 100% voter turnout. So that engineering historically has been done.
But if Eastern has also been interesting for them. So up 96, you won Eastern, but the trend has essentially been they get an average of 55 to 60, and you get below 40. So I can say, for example, in 2012, you had 42, they had 56. 2016, 62, 35. 2020, 60, 38. So it's almost like a 2/3, 1/3 kind of thing.
But the real thing for them is Ashanti. Ashanti is the big.
I consider that. But I'm saying that this is also a fairly comfortable stronghold because it's quite clear that they do very well here.
I know. I mean, I'm not discounting that at all. But as I said, even that was won by us in both 92, 96. Subsequently, they started doing better because clearly there's a certain affinity between the two regions, largely. But the things I'm saying we want to do in Ashanti is not limited to Ashanti. It's also to understand Eastern as well. So I'm saying that aspect, which is largely engineering, which we know has been largely the reason why they've done what they've got to do, is one that will be a...
Is that why President Mahama has spent a lot of time in Ashanti? He's gone back there. In fact, as we speak, he's wrapping up his Ashanti
that's true. That's true. And that's not all. I mean, President Mahama clearly is doing what you call the big ticket thing, but a lot of granular work is being done.
I see.
So that was Fifi Fiavikwete, General Secretary, Opposition National Democratic Congress, NDC. We'll take a very quick break. When we are back, we'll bring you Bernard's conversation with Kwabena Ejapong, Senior Advisor to the flag bearer of the new Patriotic Party, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. Quick break, we'll be back.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
OneXBet values your activity and wants to celebrate with you. Stay with us and enjoy 1x free bet, a weekly reward just for you. Sign up at onexbet.com.gh with promo code GHFREE to get a 300% welcome bonus. Bet to the correct score from Tuesday to Monday and get a guaranteed free bet. Millions are already winning. Join your friends and experience the thrill of victory with 1x free bets. Gambling can be addictive. Bet responsibly, not for persons under 18 years. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission.
It's a great time for Ghanaian women. The nation builder John Mahama and Professor Jane Nana Opoku Ajiman will establish the first ever Women's Development Bank in Ghana. A special bank run by women, only women, to serve only women. Yes, the Women's Development Bank will support women's businesses by offering loans at a very low interest rate and on very flexible terms to empower women throughout Ghana. From hairdressers, market women, female graduates who want to go into business, online businesses owned by women, traders, dressmakers, caterers, food vendors, street hawkers, women in the corporate world, women in agribusiness, to other women-led and women-owned businesses in all fields. No one will be left out. With Mahama and Nana Jane at the helm, Ghanaian women shall surely rise. Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
Just like my mother taught me, I'm teaching you too. These are recipes that have been in our family for generations. Aku, this here is Masim rice.
Mama, did your mother also use Masim rice?
No, my dear. This one is a new tradition. Just me and you.
Oh, and it's delicious too.
Masim rice is grown and packaged right here in Ghana. Uses less water and is tasty from the first mouthful to the last. Look out for Masim rice in markets and supermarkets all over Ghana. Masim means tasty.
Big! Just buy any Samsung, TCL, Media, and NASCO electronics and appliances and stand a chance to win free TVs, air conditioners, washing machines, refrigerators, gas cookers, chest freezers, home theaters, small kitchen appliances, and many more. How to enter? Dial star 920 star 888 hash. Select option 1 to enter raffle. Select region of purchase. Enter item serial number and you're good to go. Increase your chances by buying more to enter multiple times. Follow us for weekly and monthly winner announcements. Terms and conditions apply. This is approved and regulated by the National Lotteries Authority on the Caritas Lottery platform.
Come on. Good boy. Honey, look, he's crawling. Good job. The new Cerelac Wheat and Maize has the combined goodness of wheat and maize grains fortified with iron, vitamins, and minerals also found in fruits and vegetables. To prepare the new Cerelac Wheat and Maize, just add milk. Enjoy your little one's big moments at less cost. Cerelac, care for them, count on us. This advert is FDA approved.
Go Ghana for. Let us gather here.
Eja, but why have you called us all here?
His Excellency John Dramani Mahama says he is coming to introduce a 24-hour economy policy that will ensure round-the-clock operations by businesses and government organizations to enhance productivity, boost production, and create millions of decent, well-paying jobs.
24-hour economy? Can you enlighten us?
Oh, simple. GM wants organizations with huge customer traffic like DVLA, Passport Office, ports, customs, as well as private businesses like agro-processing factories, industries, sanitation, constructions companies to run 3 shifts of 8 hours each. For private businesses, Mahama will give them security support services, tax incentives, financing support, and cheap and reliable power. This is what we call Formula 133.
But what formula is that?
It simply means 1 job, 3 shifts, 3 people. Simple.
Wow, this is indeed a game changer.
Formula 133. Oh, yeah, baby.
Vote for change. Vote for John Mahama and the NDC.
Kiss back me champagne, non-alcoholic. Kiss back me champagne, non-alcoholic. 5 flavors, we get them 5 flavors. 5 flavors, we get them 5 flavors. White grape, red grape, apple, blue and pink. White grape, red grape, apple, blue and pink. Kiss back me champagne, non-alcoholic. Kiss back me champagne, non-alcoholic. 5 flavors, we get them 5 flavors. White grape, red grape, apple.
Non-alcoholic sparkling champagne. All 5 flavors available in a shop near you.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
You guys tell us every election is different. And I don't want to start from 92, but it seems to me as if at least from 2012 to 2016, these are three distinctly different elections. For you as the MPP, again, correct me if I'm wrong, this looks like the most difficult, and I'll explain. 2012, you were in opposition. Okay, you had lost another election in 2008. You were in opposition against a party that was in its sort of first four years, so it was going to be difficult. 2016, 8-year opposition, you swept to victory massively. And then, of course, 2020, you held your own. So, but how different is this 2024 one?
Two things. I think our candidate is a unique candidate. First time in the history of this country, and especially for us, our political tradition, to elect a northern Muslim as our leader. You know, and this is the propaganda tool that our friends of the NDC, they have used since 1992. You know, try to stereotype us and pigeonhole the MPP as an Asante party, not even an Akan party sometimes, and made us very difficult to campaign in certain parts of our country. So as you can see from your map, we are locked up in the middle belt in this country. And this shows that our party is not an Akan party, that it doesn't matter whether you are Ewe or you are Nzima or Mamprusi or Dagumba, it does not matter. If the electorate feel that you have the oomph to be able to lead them, that they can trust you with their future, they will do so. And I think it's based on the record of Dr. Bawumia. He has exhibited such finesse, you know, interpersonal skills. He's been a nice person. He's very humble, very respectful. Even the way he conducted himself immediately after the election, visiting everybody, every one of us, cobbling together.
The primaries.
Yes, the coalition. So there's reasonable harmony in the party. And you talked about we swept 2016 because we had a harmonious internal primary. And I think by and large, this year's primary have been reasonably harmonious. Only a few hot spots here and there. And so anytime we have such primaries, we are likely to win the parliamentary election. And then the presidency comes as a bonus. So the fact that he's going to be able to eat into the core support of the NDC, you know,
it's a strong advantage for him.
A strong advantage for him. So we are now fighting the NDC on their turf. Places where Bono East, which were no-go areas. I mean, I think we will claim some seats there. I do believe we do better in the north. We will beat them in the north.
So your non-traditional, the places you've not been doing well, you believe you will get it into their advantage there.
We'll do better.
But will you hold your stronghold?
That's for certain. That's for certain. We will hold our stronghold on the record that we have displayed over the last 8 years. So we are very confident. Elections in this country are always going to be a close call because these are two big parties. It's historic. The UP tradition, now the NPP, is the CPP that has been taken over by the NDC, unfortunately. You know, and so that's what it is. So I've always said, from my political experience, the NDC is always guaranteed 44-45% core support. The MPP 47-48 core support.
You give yourself like a 3 percentage point advantage.
And you can see all the.
I said the graph will show that.
I don't like polls, but whichever way you look at it, you would see that. And we always need 3-4% to travel.
Yeah, there's a residual advantage. Yeah. So when they win, it's narrower. When you win, it's bigger.
It's bigger. Yeah. And so it is the apathy sometimes in the internal party process that really works against us. I mean, in 2008, we had been empowered. Mr. Kufuor had delivered quite reasonably, but people had become swollen-headed, complacent, fighting over parliamentary positions. Several parliamentary candidates, you know, and it cost us the election because Nanado was leading Professor Mills by 103,000 votes in the first round, mind you. But because the parliamentary election had been lopsided, about 7-8 parliamentary candidates who were favorable to us, but we couldn't count them as our candidates. And so the propaganda that, look, they won the parliamentary election at the presidency. I think it caught a bit of fire, and we lost marginally. I mean, our friends in Nigeria,
it was very close,
who call me and say, "Kwabena, so we can't add 23,000? How can
Ghana is not like that."
I said, in Ghana, we don't do things like that. And that's why we want to assure everyone that we are not the party that steals elections or, will strong-arm people. We want to have a decent election. Our tradition is the tradition that can be credited for the electoral reform in this country, starting from 93 up to date. And I think progressively, elections have become better. And now with the media,
more transparent.
I have been impressed, Bernard, with the sophistication of the media, the brutal competition.
We're also growing.
You are competing more than the political parties.
There's a final point before we go to the map.
Yeah.
Globally, there seems to be an anti-incumbency sentiment. Let me explain.
Yes.
After the 2022 financial crisis, a lot of governments have fallen.
Yes.
So US, UK, Senegal, Brazil, Mexico, apart from India, most incumbents are falling, and a lot of people attribute it to the inflation of 2022, hard cost of. So basically, people are angry with governments.
The global crunch.
Yes, and they are punishing governments.
Incumbents.
So it's a global wave.
Yes.
You are aware of this.
That is why you have to give Dr. Baumia so much credit, because we ourselves, I mean, there's not every detail I can give you, but we know where we stood in February, and I can tell you, he has been grinding the ground. Put boots on the ground, stepped all the 276 constituencies.
All 276.
Worked very hard, delivered, spread across stakeholder engagements, youth connect, community connect, going into the markets, visiting people in their homes. This has been the most elaborate election campaign I have seen. I've worked with the professor.
And that's coming from you.
That's right.
You're serious. This is the most elaborate.
Yes. And
by elaborate, you mean what?
I mean, it's been well articulated, prosecuted, according to plan.
Wow.
Day by day, extracting those that he has to come back to Accra for official business. Mind you, he's still the vice president. So
mixing all of that.
And if you look at the fact that he was elected November 4th, some clear, about 7-8 clear months after his main opponent, John Mahama.
So today's actually a year.
Yeah.
Today's 4 December, right? So a year since he was.
No, it's a year and a month.
A year and a month. Yeah, November. Yeah, a year and a month.
And I'm saying that John Mahama had a leeway of about 8 months. And Baumia could organize his campaign so meticulously, have a first round visiting all the 16 regional capitals, and no presidential candidate has organized stakeholder meetings, which brought together the clergy, the Muslims, the Christians, the traditional religion, the chiefs, the Zongo chiefs and all that, artisans, teachers, nurses, tailors, miners, everywhere, farmers. And that he listened to them before he started his own program. And so he delivered his manifesto earlier and then adored his running mate. So it shows somebody who is prepared to govern. He's more serious, although he's in government. He didn't say he was going to sit on his incumbency. He recognizes what you have said, that incumbents had been punished across the world because of the crunch. And I think that's what has endeared him to the people. His just appetite for hard work. It's
been a quite grueling. I was surprised to hear 3 years ago he was back in Ashanti region. I was like,
No, because there were some 2 constituencies that we missed.
Okay.
And then 3 in Volta because he's the vice president. There was an
so
emergency.
You had to make up for that.
Yes.
So you combined OT, Eastern and Ashanti in one.
Because we had the Koforidia area. The new job in North and South had not been touched. We had done all of that, and then a front plane. So he up there, did it all, and the vitality that he's shown, the energy, it has recreated the enthusiasm of the party base. So that apathy that has disappeared. Everybody is so energized, and people are now focused, and they are determined to roll out there, come out and vote come Saturday.
He spent 32 days or so in Ashanti, if I'm not mistaken. So I think 3 weeks.
No, because people forget that Ashanti is no Kumasi. And there are 47 constituencies. I was with him throughout. And we're doing 3 constituencies in a day. If you do 3, you need 16 regions.
21.
You need 16 days to be able to do 48. There were a few that we did 4 in one day. And speaking engagements, so He's really worked hard, and I believe that hard work will pay.
Your opponent, I spoke to him, he says MPP usually does Ashanti engineering. When I showed him the Ashanti map, and then the fact that Bawumia spent a lot of time there, it's almost like you realize that across the country there isn't much support, and therefore you're putting a lot of energy in Ashanti. What's your response to that?
They got it wrong. I've heard them say, "Oh, why is he spending 15 days?" It was a constituency-based campaign.
Okay.
He wanted to treat the 276 constituencies equally.
Okay.
You could listen to what he was saying. He wants a broad-based campaign, and that's what he wanted to offer everyone time. It doesn't matter whether it's a whole central where we don't normally do too well, or a Bantuman. He treated Ghana as the same, and I think it is very good because.
Is that a good idea?
It's a good idea. He's had the time, the energy, the strength, the verve to be able to do that. And Ghanaians want a leader who has vitality, who has energy, who can energize the base and lead by example and show an appetite for hard work. It's very important. His public-spirited nature and his empathy for the underprivileged and the people with disabilities and the policies that he has outlined has touched various segments of society. Okay. So we are very confident.
Final point before we go to the map. As a communicator, some people think sometimes it's good to have one central theme.
Yes.
I notice because he's talking about different things. So preserve free SHS, digitalization, and my integrity as a person. So there are different touch points.
That's right.
Sometimes you are not really sure what the key thrust, because as I said, because there's a global anti-incumbency feeling, opposition doesn't have too much work to do than to simply say the current person is the same as those who caused all the problems for you.
That's right.
But for you, how have you been able to craft the key message?
Research shows that people vote for a variety of reasons.
Okay.
So yes, sometimes it may be good on a core message.
Yeah.
But these are exceptional circumstances.
Okay.
That's number one. Number two, he has a central theme about focusing on agriculture and looking at the value chain. So he talks about support for agriculture, creating these district agri-mechanization centers as common user facilities to support commercialization of farming and also more technological advanced farms. And then looking at the tree crops like rubber, like cashew, like shea nut, like mango, like palm, and treating it the way we treated cocoa. You understand? So those are messages that he took across, especially in the farming areas. Really went hard on that. So every sector of the society had something to bite on. And that's what makes his message so attractive. And people trust him. They believe that, one, he hasn't had the opportunity to be president.
Yeah.
John Mahama has had his opportunity, didn't handle it, was kicked out in a historically big vote. And he hasn't had the opportunity. And I do believe that, yes, it's good politics for the NDC to heap everything on Dr. Bawumia. But John Mahama knows better than most the difference between being a vice president and a president. There's a sea of difference. You understand? And I believe that even if Nanado, the constitution has allowed him to have another term, there will be dramatic changes to what he has done over the last 2 years. Yes, he's built a strong foundation, but there are areas that Dr. Bawumia wants to change. Imposing order and discipline in financial management, value for money for government procurement, slashing the size of government. Let people know that he wants to lead by example. When he says we should tighten our belt, I was looking at 54 ministers. He says 50. I still disagree with him on that one, but he's the boss. So he's going to be significantly different. When he talks about restoring professionalism and meritocracy to the public services especially. There are a lot of state entities, especially the technical ones, that will do with less political tinkering. You understand? People grow in the job, they have the institutional knowledge, and although the constitution allows the president to appoint the top, sometimes we've gone down to second level, and sometimes even
it's too much.
It's too much. And we all realize that it's not the best for our country. And those are things that
So he wants to define himself.
Yes.
Even though he was Nanado's vice president,
number two,
he believes that he can carve a niche for himself.
That's right. That's why he talks about leading us in a new chapter. I spoke about a new dawn. But I think a new chapter is quite like a new dawn.
So as I did with the NDC General Secretary, I want to speak to Kwame Japan about the electoral map of Ghana. And if you just tuned in, I'll just show you this quickly. I'm using 3 most recent elections just to make the point that in 2012, when NDC did very well, Upper East, Upper West, Savannah, North, all the way to vote are very green. And MPP are just 6, 7 sprinkles in the North, right? 1, 2, 3 down here in the Eastern Corridor, 3 here and 1 here. MPP's strength is Ashanti, Bono, Eastern. That's basically the strength in 2012. Then you come to 2016, which Kwame Japan calls the tsunami. And that tsunami was so serious that even in Upper West, there were some blues. The blues have now increased from 6 to about 8, 10-ish, right? And then the whole of the Bono side is gone, even some western inroads in the corners, right? So the country was really, really strong MPP. 2020 seems to have sort of come down the middle lane. And this is where we are with, the blues have sort of coalesced towards the northeastern side. NDC has reclaimed Upper East and Upper West. The Agash in the middle is still strong. A few inroads in Bono for them as well. And then western to a few things. So Kabana, this is, what's my observation is that you've sort of strengthened up here.
Yeah.
And it's been deliberate.
Yes. And apart from that, now that we have a candidate from that area, that's his.
Oh, so this was not because of him. Some people attribute this to him, that he was running it from, I think, 2008.
From 2008.
So they said some of this is him.
Of course, you have.
As top of the hour, and that's how we end today's show, Citi Breakfast Show. My name is Caleb Kuda. I did this with Nathan Carl, Richard the Last Guy. Many thanks to Fred Tete Jabano, Sheba Araba Beni, Susu Graham, Edwin Kwao Kofi. Abeku Odum, the richest man. Thank you all for listening. It's time for the news at 10. Ajubi Riafia Kenton is here with the news at 10. Good morning, Ajubi.
Good morning, Ken.
Very good, thank you. What's in the news?